Okay, welcome back. After our brief hiatus, we are back in the saddle here for hopefully an interesting session. Who is the brave soul that would like to recap us? It's not an easy feat here. There's a lot to recap. It's been a little bit. Who would
I
like
think
to
it's
do?
Paul by default.
Paul, how are you feeling?
I'm trying to think about it, and I really don't think there was too much that happened last session.
You got this.
I think the way we started that morning was the group trying to figure out what they were going to do that day, if there was any errands or otherwise last minute things they wanted to tackle before we headed out of the city. Iris headed over to the forges to try and see if she could procure some of that, what is essentially whitestone, for her own machinations in crafting some handheld magical ballista. She was sent over to a different guild who was responsible for selling that. And she had originally started cutting a deal for about £2 worth of the stuff. And then she tried to exchange golden artifacts for it, to which she was told she needed to have those appraised. So she met up with the rest of the party who were meeting outside of, I think the organization's called Cloak and Dagger, just straight up. The organization of the Cloak and Dagger headquarters, where we wanted to learn more about why a prospective pirating / not very legal organization was allowed to openly do business here in the city. So we made our way in, and we had to sign a magical non-disclosure agreement, basically saying that we weren't allowed to speak to anyone outside of this meeting about what was being discussed at that meeting. Felix
That's
also
it.
attempted to pick a door.
You've done the NDA.
Yeah. Oh
Real
shit.
life
Well,
damage.
see you later, y'all. Felix did also try to force a lock open, to which Felix took at least 2/3 of his health in electric lightning damage.
Something like that.
Something around that. So we had a discussion with the individual who was running that branch of the Cloak and Dagger, and we basically just asked a couple of questions about what they were doing here and why they were allowed to operate here. To which point they explained that this particular region doesn't really need to, isn't as strict on it doesn't really follow Tura's laws as much, so they're more allowed to operate as sort of like a treasure hunter / archaeological. We're definitely kind of Indiana Jonesing things, but we'll also be kind of illegal about it type of guild. Which a couple of individuals seemed kind of interested. Really, the collector was after, or was, well, not after, but had mentioned in depth how their organization was trying to seek out a city of gold, the proverbial El Dorado, that's a famed explorer named Christophe Columbia had discovered, which, after the group had left and gotten some of the gold artifacts appraised, Felix and Iris then returned back to the headquarters to provide some of that, their golden artifacts, which essentially acted like evidence that this El Dorado actually exists. They're just not sure how to get there. Though the collectors seem to be more interested in a book that might have existed along with the spoils, which Felix does a great job, we think, of convincing this collector that we have no idea what they're talking about. When in reality, we do, and we have it in our possession. We're just researching it. But we do get this individual's contact information and a way to contact them if we do end up finding this. After which Iris then goes off, grabs her whitestone, meets up with the rest of the party out front, and then we decide to set off, where after a decent amount of travel, we've ended up here in this strange ruin, which surprisingly I don't remember the context of the ruin, but we've arrived here and we've decided to explore it.
Great.
I remember there's dragon bones.
Yes. For being a brave soul, Paul, you can take a D8 inspiration or D6 inspiration. Sorry, D6.
I'll take a D6.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed all the high level, important notes there, which is good. You have good memory. and or good note taking. Either way, it's good. Okay. So, as far as what this is, you guys have come across a lot of different ruins, so to speak, of days long past. And I think I described this part of the spires that you're now traversing as being a little bit different topologically in terms of spires are kind of cut in half or cut in weird sort of cross sections. A lot of them have like large caverns or ravines that are visible or directly adjacent to them. It seems as though whatever happened in this area is pretty widespread and pretty catastrophic to the geography around you. And one such example is this old civilization. I don't believe last time you guys spent time classifying it, you just kind of got to the outside rim here. But what you see before you, kind of built into this valley, is a very old ruin and of a city yet, to your knowledge, undiscovered. I mean, it's not on the map at least, but you don't know what its origin may be or who may live or what may have lived here. And one thing of note is there's a large skeleton that's protruding out of the spires and the mud and kind of caked into the sedimentary rock on the top surface here. And it looks like it's a long lizard-like skeleton. I believe Felix asked last session if it reminds him of anything from his homeland. It surely does, albeit a lot smaller, and definitely not as ancient. But there are resemblances in the, bone structure and physiology here that would lead you to believe this is the carcass of at least some kind of dragon. And we will pick up, I believe it is about midday. You guys are kind of on your way out of the spires, maybe within the next day or so. Or not midday, excuse me, mid-evening. And you talked about taking up camp potentially in this ruin. So we'll pick up. Feel free to explore, ask questions, do whatever you like.
Sweet. So is this structure as it appears here, or are the walls a little bit higher? Or
no, this structure is as it appears. Yeah, it seems like this is some kind of outer building that has seen the test of time.
Gotcha.
I will say the stonework that it makes it up is distinct and newer than that of the carved stone that you see in the valley below you.
Gotcha. And is there, maybe this would be a roll, but like, is there any part of the valley architecture that looks like a place we could use for shelter for the night?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception roll as you move around and explore, perhaps.
Is there any carvings or like either images or words on walls or grounds or something?
You can roll perception as well.
I got an 18.
Okay. What'd you
I
get?
got a 12.
Okay. Yeah. So looking through the center sort of spire or half spire that's been kind of cut, sliced, if you will, and flattened, the protruding pieces of architecture you can see visible. They seem shallow in terms of the depth within this spire, probably caved in, but perhaps there's more to yield on the side that you're on, kind of right here. It looks like there's maybe some openings, some windows that actually have some vacant spaces behind them and not just collapsed stone. As far as, and also with an 18, it was really hard to find something, so I kind of made it. Maybe you can kind of see it if you squint your eyes and turn your head 90 degrees. But these rocks here, I'll draw on them. These rocks here are meant to be 2 dragon heads made of stone.
Oh,
And they
Yeah.
Oh, okay, word.
I really tried I'm sorry.
No,
Short
that's
of
cool. I like it.
With
Sure.
with the eyes, it really seals it.
So those are two dragon heads that are kind of protruding out, looking at each other, mouth open. You can see the tongue has been carved. The carving, while it's withered with age, it's still pretty intricate. And judging by how old relatively the stone looks around it, it fits that age. So whatever lived here was skillful, at least in stone carving and masonry. As far as inscriptions and wording, you can see there are light inscriptions on some of what's left of some of the columns or protruding kind of outlooks on some of the architecture here. But until you get closer, it just looks like scribbles from this distance.
Well, where do you think is a good place to camp?
The lower part seems promising. I think we went down there and explored a bit. We could find someplace safe, hidden from the elements and from potential predators.
My only problem with that is how do we get the horses down there?
Oh, that's true. Let me see what I can do.
Iris, your rope thing came in handy last time. Maybe could be useful here.
If we can figure out how to use rope to lower horses down, maybe that would work.
Felix, you're the closest to an engineer here, I think.
Well, some
Okay.
sort of mechanical means of getting them down is mean we're going to have to mechanically get them back up, which is going to be a lot harder. Because
The carpet.
So don't take this the wrong way, but actually, if we just push our horses, it's gonna sound crazy. If we push our horses off the cliff, I can cast Featherfall on them, and all at the same time, and they should just drift down.
How do we get them back up then?
That's a bigger question. I don't know.
Turn the world upside down.
Yeah, maybe-
Is there, God? Is there like a potential like pathway or walkway that would be safer to lead the horses down, or is this all pretty much cliff face
Yeah, to
and like
the valley
Okay.
below, mostly or basically completely accessible only through those ladders.
by ladder? Okay.
So maybe we shouldn't go down there then. I don't know. Maybe we should just use these short walls as kind of protection.
I mean, if we want to take a look around, I'm sure going down there would be fine. But I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's viable for us to stay down there.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Are any mention of a civilization like this in the book we found?
That is a great question. Can I take a look or?
Yeah, go
Well,
ahead. And,
Yeah. Well, I
Go
don't
ahead.
think so, but I'll look.
yeah.
What kind of check am I doing?
This will be intelligence.
I got a 9.
Okay. Skimming through the book, there are lots of talks or pages about chapters, really, about civilizations that lived within the spires and called them home. A lot of them were dwarvish or elven, but there are some goblin societies that took hold here, and one such sect of goblins may fit their profile. There's a lot of worship of like dragons or scaled beasts. There's also potential for some Yuan-ti. You're not sure, but this could fit a number of civilizations. With a 9, you have a few possibilities.
Well, considering that this is a lost civilization, I mean, that we can only speculate based off the information in the book, unless we get some more identifying features of this actual civilization. There's a few that could fit the bill. I mean, most commonly dwarves and elves, but it could also be goblin folk or Yuan-ti that might also. It just kind of depends more so on if there's any relics behind their civilization to help narrow down.
Well, let's give it a look. I'm sure we can deduce whatever it is.
Okay. Just for
Um,
reference, the arrows, by the way, the one over top, like over here, that's where you came from, and the
Hmm.
one down bottom left is where you are going to if you want to leave. To head
Right.
down further.
Before we go down and do a full spelunk,
Mm-hmm.
can I look through these crates and barrels?
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
9.
Okay. Seems to be the number tonight so far. 9. Looking through here, whatever was in here at some point was definitely picked clean. You are most definitely not the first people to wander in. However, there is one barrel that is sealed shut. It looks like the metal has been subjected to an intense amount of heat and made the top very difficult to pry open. And no one's bothered to break it.
And it's just like a wooden barrel otherwise?
Wooden
some,
barrel
like,
with metal
melted
bracings.
metal on top? Yeah, okay. How heavy is it?
From your rough estimate, trying to pick it up, it would
I guess
require.
just, is it like, yes or no, like, is it too heavy to, like, move, I guess?
You can roll it. Carrying it
Oh,
would be
okay.
difficult by yourself.
If I roll it, do I hear any, like, sloshing?
Yes, there is liquid.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is promising. I'd like to, I think, let me just double check. Yes, okay. So the last thing that I put in my bottle of holding
Mhm.
was, I just wrote corrosive ooze. I don't know
Yes.
where I got it from, but I would like to use some of that to hopefully dissolve part of
Okay.
the barrel.
Yeah,
Let me see what's inside.
Go ahead and just roll dexterity. He's just kind of checking for no nat ones here.
Not a nat 1. It's not a good roll, but it's
No, that's
a
okay.
9. It's a 9. It's the
Another
number of the day.
The number of the day. Yeah, trying to or prying open your bottle of holding, you pour it on the top, and there's an audible as the metal is being eaten away, and a distinct smell of like rust, kind of like oxidized metal of oxidized iron, and eventually, after a few seconds, the metal, as well as the top part of the wood, is corroded largely. You can easily like dump your fist through it or like the butt of your blade or something to get what's inside. If you wanted to look.
Oh, I'm not gonna be doing that. I don't know what it is. I don't want to dissolve my blade. I don't know.
You could pour a little bit out.
Yeah, can I just spill a little bit on the ground?
Sure.
Just a tiny bit?
Yeah. So on the kind of pale, like tan colored clay brick that you're pouring this on, you see a dark brown, almost black, very viscous liquid flow out with a gentle sheen on the top, almost like modern day when a car parks in a parking spot and you can see like an oil accumulate.
Does it have a odor?
Yeah,
It-
I mean,
It is odorless.
without doing like a formal test, would I be able to deduce what it is, or would that require like alchemy tools and the whole 9 yards?
You can roll. Roll
Okay.
your whatever your alchemy, roll is that we usually do for you, just to see.
Okie dokie. Wait, do I have advantage? I always forget. Hold on. No, I don't have advantage. I have expertise. Okay. 23.
Okay, looking at this has this is some kind of like almost solidified sludge of some kind, akin to tar, probably.
Okay, so it's starry sludge. All right.
Your best
I
guess
don't know
is
how
this
useful
is
that is.
most likely flammable.
Oh, okay. I'll collect some, as much as I can, in some vials,
Okay, sure.
if
Yeah, no
you'll
problem.
allow.
Roll me a d8, and that's how many vials.
Great. 5.
All right, 5 vials of, you can call it tar.
Flammable tar. I'm gonna put flammable just so that I remember that it's flammable.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Sweet. Guys, I got some. I don't know, some flammable material. So
Something flammable.
yeah. So you know me. I'm all over that.
Felix, you might have more strange liquids in your possession than, I don't know, some deity.
I am
Using a
starting to
chemical.
accumulate quite the collection. So, but I'm prepared. I'm prepared for all situations.
Hey, to each their own. You know, I don't judge.
Yeah, you'll be thanking me one day.
I'm sure they'll all come in handy sometime.
All right, shall we delve down deeper?
Time to
Are
delve.
we tying the horses up and then gonna come back up here, or what's the plan?
Oh yeah, I assumed we would. Yeah, you wanna? Should we tie the horses to the? No, that's a little morbid.
I mean, are we planning on making?
I think we're planning on making camp up here. Yeah.
We should time where we make camp. I can set down an alarm spell, and then that'll notify me if anyone tries to steal our horse.
What if we? I don't know. Where should we? Any ideas on making camp?
I mean, we could use the hollowed out building there. At least gives us some walls.
Yeah, it's like a base. Sure. I don't have any better ideas, so that works.
That sounds fine to me.
All right, so feel free to move them where you want them.
Horse.
Ooh, I'm gonna ritual cast alarm, so I don't have to use a spell slot. Nice.
Okay.
Let's see. It says an area no larger than a 20-foot cube, so I'm gonna do it in the largest area I can, getting all of or most of the horses.
You can get them all, we'll say.
Okay, and then I want it to be. So it's gonna. So I get to choose what triggers it. So anything that's any. Well, what's the wording here? It says tiny or larger creature. All right, so I can only designate creatures that won't set off the alarm. So us and the horses won't set the alarm off.
Okay, sure.
And then I'm gonna do the mental ping. So
Okay.
it'll ping me mentally if.
You get a notification.
Yeah.
You'll get a notification.
Yeah, I'll get a notification if something goes into that area.
Sure. Okay, so feel free to explore as it slowly begins to become night.
All right.
Did you dim the lighting?
I did.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Getting fancy.
Yeah, I want to make use of that because that's part of one of the main benefits of having a virtual tabletop. I can do that. Okay.
All right, we want to climb down these ladders then, I guess.
Yeah. I'm already down here. Come
Oh,
join
shit.
me.
Sorry, I was ritual casted. I didn't see you go down there.
I'm sorry. I've got a little. I'm rushing ahead.
We're going down.
Boop.
Oh yeah, Oro.
Okay. You are at the valley base here, the base of the valley floor here. And the first thing you notice, just being down here in some of the shady parts, it's significantly cooler, quite a bit, than up at the top, kind of, exposed to the elements in the sun. It's probably 5 to 8 degrees cooler. And there's a slight feeling of dampness, which up until this point, the surface that you've been traveling on has been very arid. I think I mentioned after you cross through the tunnel, it's been very, very dry, especially from Frey onward. And this is the first part of the travel of your travels outside of Frey that you kind of feel moisture that you felt, before you got to Frey and through that first or that tunnel. So perhaps there's something to digging into the spires to get some more moisture. But nevertheless, you are surrounded by ancient stone, hand carved. You can tell by tools. Feel free to explore. I'm kind of playing this as you see, what you see is what you get. So
Right.
if something intrigues you, feel free. Otherwise, we can blast through it. However you guys want to play this. Totally up to you.
All right.
Can I look at the carvings now?
Yeah, you have a good chance to get a look. So go ahead and roll. What do you want to glean from them? You want to do perception? You want to do history?
I guess this would be maybe more of a history roll. Just trying to decipher more about the civilization that lived here and
Sure.
that kind of thing.
Go ahead and roll history. What's everyone else doing?
Iris and Aura want to check out this opening. in the wall.
Nice. I got a dirty 20.
All right, I'll get to you in 1 second. So you're checking out that opening. What else?
Felix will check out this opening.
Okay.
And Therthar is wandering, kind of just walking in the center of this arc all the way around.
Sure. Yeah, totally. Okay. So starting with the 20 on history, the carvings you're looking at kind of extend along most of the walls, especially the protruding columns and high rising windows or doorways. The wording is goblin. Are you wearing your goggles?
Yeah, I'd be wearing them.
Okay. So they are.
Well, I guess these are they're not.
They're not
attuned.
attuned. No.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be, but then I'd see language that I don't, and then I'd put them on.
Sure. Yeah, so the first time wearing these goggles, I think, at least looking at something, what happens is it's not that the letters change and the symbols change to a dialect you understand. It's more that you are able to just literally read in a tongue the words before you. So it's not like you're turning those words into words you're familiar with. It's just like you now know how to read them. Very interesting.
Cool.
They become clearer to you. Okay. Reading these inscriptions, definitely goblin, and there are a lot of talks of dragons. Basically, I'll kind of fast forward as you walk across the walls and some of the extruding architecture or protruding architecture here. You can see a story kind of develop, which at a high level is essentially this goblin civilization believed that the world started through dragons and that there were elemental dragons, a dragon corresponding to each element of the world, or that all combined to make the material plane. And essentially, it talks of these dragons being like kings and queens and like sacrifices being made to them by these goblin people. A prevailing theme that runs through this is not necessarily like human or life sacrificing. It's material sacrificing. Gold, silver, gems. So potentially, if it still exists or not, there may be a hoard somewhere here that may be offered or may have been the sole offering of this civilization. The last part, real quick, is the sort of tail end of the dragon story, the founding story. There's this notion of a cycle where the dragons are hidden, they make themselves known and visible, they destroy and cleanse the material plane, and then they go back into hibernation. And it's this cycle that it's talking about. You make the offerings, maybe they'll spare you. You cleanse yourself, and maybe they'll spare you. But either way, the dragons mark the kind of beginning and end of these cycles. Go on.
So I have a question, Jared. How much, I guess, is known or remembered about dragons? Like, does this read like, oh, there's different elemental dragons that make sense? Or is that like, oh, that's wild, they made that up, there's only one type of dragon? Or like, you get what I'm saying?
So it's the only way I can like map this onto something that we all would understand, I guess through metaphor, is think of our knowledge of dinosaurs. We've never seen a dinosaur. We've seen pictures. We think they have feathers. We can kind of trace their ancestry. But no one in recent times has seen a dragon. And that collective knowledge is either in books that are hidden or is considered some sort like artistic liberty, that kind of thing. So there are lots of accounts of elemental dragons, just as there are like accounts of the various dinosaurs. It's just a matter of what did they really look like? What did they really do? That kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Okay, but it's not like bullshit that dragons could be elemental. It's just
Yeah, no, definitely not bullshit. Just as like, the T-Rex probably once did live. We have fossils of it. It's just what did they look like? Were they really that strong? Did they really like wipe out villages in one breath? Who knows?
okay. Well, guys, there might be. So it turns out that this was Goblin. I found Goblin language here, and
You read Goblin?
well, with my goggles, I do.
Mm.
And apparently this was one of their villages, and they believed in dragons being like the deities that made the world, and they gave material offerings to them in hopes that they would spare them when they came back and like cleanse the world of its wrongdoings and evil and stuff. So I don't want to say there is, but I want to say that there's potential that there might be like a hoard of dragon treasure here somewhere, maybe.
All right,
just
folks, we have the mission. Let's find that treasure.
I will
I'm just
say
kidding. That'd be sweet.
the only name that's mentioned explicitly from what you have been looking through is a dragon named Morgoth, Morgath, and this is like the dragon of like the head of all dragons. Basically the most powerful dragon, the largest, the oldest, the wisest, the strongest. He's the leader of the elemental dragons, and his specific element is psionic, like psychic, kind of that sort of, magical base. But yeah, so most offerings were made to him specifically, in his name, to curry the most favor.
Jara, in that reading, do you think that us pillaging this hoard of dragon treasure might anger the dragons? Like, would that put us in bad favor?
I mean, only if you believe that dragons are like actual deities.
Well,
Then maybe.
we have evidence of Bahamut at least.
We have evidence of dragons existing, but I mean, they gave it to Morgoth, so I mean, Morgoth is not Bahamut at least, so
True.
it's that.
All right. I think we're in the clear.
Felix, looking in your opening, you see a very what probably was a large room, high ceilings, that has unfortunately collapsed largely. The ceiling has collapsed and rubble fills most of the space. However, you do see kind of in this opening a very nice, even to this day, despite it being old, polished stone floor. You can see there are bricks laid out, colored. The color has faded, but they seem to form some kind of pattern before, unfortunately, the rest of your vision is blocked by the rubble and the room therein. Nothing else really sticks out in here. There's some carvings on the walls, but they're goblin, and you don't speak goblin. But unless you do, I don't think you do though.
No, I don't. Just common and gnomish for me. All right, not much here. It looks like there was a cave-in, but no treasure.
There's disappointment in Felix's voice as it echoes through the
Well,
valley floor.
Felix, I doubt it's going to be that easy. If it was that easy, the treasure would have been taken a long time ago.
Fair.
Put a little elbow grease into it.
I've got an idea, and Felix is going to actually start heading back up.
Sure.
I'll be back. But move on to, everyone else.
All right,
Feels
so
like time.
Iris and Oro, looking in this room, similar kind of story. It's caved in. This looks like it probably once was some kind of central like meeting hall or dining area. The kind of vibe you get, you can kind of see using your mental mapping of what this room looks like. High ceilings again. You can see a domed roof that's collapsed largely, and on a portion that's to your right side, you can see remnants of like stone table that has been carved out of like the voided space here, and that's seemingly collapsed for the most part too, kind of broken and cracked. So this
Okay.
kind of gives you vibes of like maybe like a mess hall or some kind of communal meeting room. However, you do see immediately behind you in the opening directly across the way, an uncollapsed chamber for the most part. And looking in, you see stairs that lead down to a large rectangular room with, again, high-rising ceilings. And every so often, these stone pillars that have dragon's heads kind of carved out of them that kind of protrude and look down at you. And it just kind of ends at a back wall. And that's it.
Okay. Iris is going to call out to everyone. I think I found a hallway. It's not caved in, so I think we can dig around a little more.
I'll go over.
Iris will pop her headlamp so she has light coming out of her head, facing into the hallway.
Okay, you can see on the columns where the dragon's heads are, in their mouths, there's looks like torches that you can light if you choose to light them, kind of giving the semblance of like, dragons breathing fire. But you can light the torches, and that will largely light the room. I'd say the room is it's rectangular, so it's probably 30 feet wide and maybe 50 to 60 feet long. And the ceilings kind of come up. It's not a flat ceiling because it's been carved, but roughly they're 20-ish feet, 25 feet high.
Are there additional doors in this chamber down here, or
No,
is it like all solid walled?
Yeah, so I'll kind of draw a small version of it on the floor here. So this is where you're entering, right? So here is the lowered platform with kind of stairs leading here. There are columns with the dragon's heads, as I mentioned. And that is it.
Jar is going to light the torches.
Okay. Lighting the torches gives this room a very dim glow. But looking around, you can see on the walls, there are kind of these murals. This looks like a worship area where they worship their deities. You can see large, faded, kind of cave-esque drawings, like caveman drawings, of these large dragons. There are 6 painted on the walls here, kind of spread out. Maybe there were 6 dragons they worshipped. However, the center one... Sorry, not 6. There are 8. The center one, like on the back wall, I just drew a square there, but actually it would be... Sorry. No.
Oh, no.
Back here on these walls, there is a large painting of a white dragon who is larger than the rest of the dragons you see on the kind of walls surrounding. And his head is pointed like kind of diagonal in this direction. And all of the dragons' heads are facing this center, or not center point, this kind of focal point here. But he is the
there
largest
anything at
dragon.
that focal point?
There is nothing there. It is solid stone, not even a column.
Okay. Iris is going to look at Jar and say, "Can you gather everyone? I think there might be something worth finding here."
All right, I'll go out and yell for everyone.
I'm going to start ritual casting detect magic.
All right. You draw your circle. One thing that's interesting in this room, I guess we haven't talked about where Iris necessarily gets her magic from, and that's largely because Iris probably doesn't know. However, when you begin to cast this, you notice that the ritual casting is a little accelerated. So instead of 10 minutes, it takes 6 minutes.
Ooh. Ooh, curious.
Nevertheless, everyone is gathered. I guess, Felix, do you choose to answer the calls, or do you want to kind of explore what your mind was going?
I'll shout down. I'll be down in a second. I just got a hunch about something. Let me try something.
Okay. I guess we'll jump to Felix. Where are you going, Felix?
Felix would like to climb on top of this dragon's nose,
Sure.
and light a torch, and just kind of like dangle it in between their mouths.
Okay, so you're kind of leaning forward with this lit torch. dangling
Yeah,
between?
it seems like something is to be done here.
Okay. Nothing catches fire or anything like that. However, you do notice in the mouths of these statues there are holes. 3 of them, kind of in like a bowling ball, where your fingers are placed, and they look to be about the size of maybe a silver dollar in diameter.
Put your finger in it.
No. I'm good. All right, so each of them has 3 holes,
Like in the back center of like the throat.
like where the tonsils are.
Yeah, basically. And
Okay.
they're in the base of the stone that's been
All
carved.
right, so if we find any kind of like key or something, that's where that goes. Good to know. All right, Felix will head back down and join the rest of the group and
Okay.
tell them what he saw.
All right. What do you say, Felix?
So I went up there to take another look at those dragon statues because I figured they might have something to do with the gold or the treasure. And it looks like in the back of the throats of each of them, there's like some holes for. I guess if we find something, we might have to put something in there to unlock, the next step in the process of getting this treasure. Just something to keep in mind. If we find something and we don't know what to do with it, maybe we try sticking it in the dragon's mouths.
Okay. So with the detect magic circle done in faster time than normal, 6 minutes, you notice there is a large sense of magic present, but it's like ubiquitous across the entire room. And it seems to
Oh.
be whatever magic this is. I guess it's detect magic, literally, right?
Mhm.
Let me see.
I would know the school
school,
of magic,
correct.
if any.
Yes. This is evocation magic. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's an enchantment. There we go.
Oh, okay, word.
And it seems to be present throughout the entirety of the room, not losing or gaining strength in any point other than at the egress point of the door.
Okay. Is there anything that I get out of this one corner where all the dragons are looking?
No, nothing magical necessarily, but you do see there is a blackened spot, maybe the size of a bowling ball. Not a perfect circle, but a blackened spot where it looks like this part has been subjected to some kind of fire, perhaps.
Okay, like on the floor?
Yeah, literally where I drew that circle.
Okay. I'm gonna look over to Jar and say, could we try lighting a fire here?
Yeah, I don't have any fire spells, but
I've
do you want
got a-
like wood fire?
I just lit a torch.
Let's try that.
I'll
What do you-
hand Iris the torch.
Okay. What are you doing with the torch,
All right.
Iris?
I'm gonna place the torch on that blackened spot and see if anything happens.
Okay. As you place the torch on the blackened spot, you don't immediately notice anything, but after maybe 15, 20 seconds, the faint glow from the torch flickers and dims, and the fire that is causing, obviously, the light and the heat begins to disperse as you see the room start to light the same kind of orangish glow. The eyes of the statues, or of the dragon sculptures on the pillars, begin to glow a very faint color before the torch's heat is basically completely disintegrated and used up. But the faint glow of the room remains. And you can see the murals, or not murals, the drawings of these dragon figures. Their eyes, too, begin to glow slightly.
Can we use some of that oil tar you grabbed earlier, Felix?
Yeah, I'll put one vial because I'm stingy. Down.
Okay.
We'll see how many it takes. I don't want to just throw them all down and waste them, but
Well,
yeah.
we got a
Sure.
whole barrel up there, Felix.
Yeah. Can we bring it down?
It
Maybe.
would involve some rolls, but you could, unless you want to lower it with a rope or something.
I could rope it down later.
We could rope it down.
Do you want to just do that like now?
Or well, how
Uh,
about we do this test with a vial, and then if that goes well, we rope down the whole thing.
All right, fine.
Okay. So Jared, question.
Mm.
I have a reusable torch in my inventory
Yeah.
that I purchased off of Gilmore's, I remember. Is it like how does it function reusably? Is it like an open flame, or is it just basically like the arcane version of a flashlight?
It's the arcane version of a flashlight. There is no.
Okay. Word. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. Do I have I'm like 90% sure I should have a tinderbox on me.
I think we all do.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should be in
If
like
you
the
don't, I
basic
do.
backpack.
Let's light this tar and see what happens.
Okay. So you dump the vial. You kind of light. Immediately, it takes flame. Even just this small amount is quite a big burst. Who is lighting this? Who's brave? enough?
Iris.
Iris would be lighting this.
All right. So just make me a dexterity save, fairly low DC, but it is
Word.
hot and it is burning quickly.
18.
Okay. Yeah. So you only take 1 point of fire damage, just
That's nothing.
gently, kind of on your fingers and your arm. But the spot lights up. You can see it's very strange. It's almost as though like a fireball forms and then kind of begins imploding almost immediately as the heat energy, the thermal energy of this fire is sucked back in to whatever is in the room. And you notice with this burst of flame, the eyes of all of the statues and the murals, the drawings, I'm saying murals, I guess they kind of are. They all begin to glow brighter and brighter. And one thing you realize is the back wall where the Morgoth is depicted seems to be very slowly, like part of the wall is depressing in, as though it's shifting away, revealing maybe something behind it.
All right, go. Let's get that barrel.
Let's get the barrel.
All right. So I'll head back up.
Yep.
Iris and Aura will head back up as well.
Before we move it, we should patch up the hole that I made in it.
How big is the hole?
It'd probably be like yay big.
Okay.
Yep.
Iris is going to utilize her all-purpose tool and twist a couple of dials. And for the next 8 hours, another mending cantrip, which is going to be useful in case Oro gets broken. And I'm going to cast mending on that hole.
Okay, yeah, I'll say with the surrounding metal that's kind of left, you can kind of form it back. It is largely wood. It's not perfect, but it should suffice as long as it doesn't fall or take any serious physical damage.
Okay, word. Yeah. Okay. So that should help. And I'm gonna take the belt I have and I will convert it into rope. We'll go ahead and tie that down and we'll slowly lower it closer to the entrance off of the cliff.
Sure. Make me just a strength check.
Okay. Aura will be
I
assisting
would be.
you.
Yeah, I think we all would be like helping, right? Like,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
feel free to roll with advantage here.
Okay, so just a general strength check.
Yep.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, that's plenty. You're able to lower it down. I'll say Therathari and Jar are at the bottom, kind of waiting for it to come down. They guide it down, and you now have a barrel of.
Oh yeah,
of
Jar
sludge.
definitely wasn't going up to do anything muscle related. So yeah,
Let me
I'd be
grab.
open.
Let me see. I don't think the barrel is too important, but I don't need to grab a token for it. But yeah, you have the barrel down, and you can kind of roll it where you need to.
Okay. Can we fill this little this pit with some of the tar?
Yeah. So wait, is it a pit or is it just like a spot on the ground?
You said it was kind of like bowling ball sized ish, right?
The spot, it's flat to it's level to the ground.
Oh,
That's
it's
just
flat. Okay, no,
yeah,
no,
that's
okay.
like
I
the
think we should just-
diameter of it.
Burn the barrel.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how to do that at range because my only flame spells are melee.
I think I can get us sorted.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll place the barrel on that spot.
Okay. You place the barrel. It is directly on the center of that spot. And how are you choosing to light it?
Felix would like to leave the room.
Okay.
He's not staying for this.
Iris wants to see what the fuck is gonna happen.
Yeah, Jara's not leaving either.
How far away do you reckon is safe?
I think we should maybe get at least 30 feet.
That
At least
sounds
3
reasonable.
feet.
At least, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 3. You said 30?
30, yeah, at least 30
Okay.
feet.
That's more reasonable.
Okay. If you want 30 feet back, how are you lighting it, Therathari?
Actually, he's gonna take some of the sludge and kind of trail it on the ground
Okay.
to there.
Oh, smart.
Oh,
Therathari is like alpha brained or whatever the hell.
Galaxy brand.
Yeah, I don't know the term.
Okay, so you
Um,
kind of have this trail leading up.
Yeah, and he's not gonna waste a spell. He's just gonna use a flint or whatever.
Okay. Make
trail.
me a deck save, fairly low DC. Therathari.
17.
Okay, yeah. You take 1 point of fire damage. This flame erupts from the path that you kind of traced out into the barrel. And in a blink of an eye, you hear and see an explosion take place. Wood splinters across this floor. I do need anyone who remained in this room to make a deck save.
Rip.
Hey,
I did prepare aid today, so I can res all 3 of you with 1 spell if I need to.
Dexterity,
Yes.
8.
that is a mighty 9.
Nice.
And also
Eight.
for Oro, who gets a better dex than I, is a 21.
So 9,
Good, I
8,
won't need to res
21, 8. Is that what it is?
It was 18 for Thera.
18. Okay, yeah. So basically just Jara and Iris take, and then everyone else is halved. So full damage is 18 fire. Halved is 9. This basically fireball erupts.
Don't
room,
worry, only half my health. Worth it.
the temperature of the room dramatically spikes as you feel your skin kind of basically not boil, but briefly catch aflame. Some of the hairs on your arms burn off, but it's almost like you're at hibachi and they do the volcano with the onions, you know? But as just as quick as you feel this release of heat, it is basically sucked back in this implosion and dispersed throughout the room. And you see a mass of light as the dragon's eyes on the pillars are completely lit up. They are a bright yellow, almost white at this point. The murals on the side, their eyes have lit up. And you hear and feel shifting as the back wall where Morgoth's frame kind of fit elongated across begins to depress back further and further, eventually kind of mechanically sinking back and then slowly sinking towards the floor, revealing a secret chamber. On top of that, Felix, you're outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see the eyes of the stone dragons light as well as a flame shoots out, both of them, kind of through those probably 3 holes you saw. As it is lit up. And there are other mechanical noises you hear around you, Felix, from all sorts of directions. Who knows what you've just opened or what you've just done. But the dragon's eyes, the statues, as well as the murals and the statues inside that room remain glowing. And the flame out of the back of the throats of these dragons up here also remain faint, as though
Later.
it's almost like a torch flame. But you have revealed a secret entrance.
All right, good job, team.
That hurt a little bit.
Worth it. Well, hopefully it's worth it.
Anyone need patching up?
If we go into a fight, I will, but if not, I'll be all right.
I'm not locked out, right?
I'm okay.
No,
for
no,
now.
your door's open. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going in. I have a potion that's gonna expire at the end of the night, so someone should drink it. Anyone want to top themselves off?
I'll take it then.
You get an elixir of healing, and I have to look up exactly how much that is. I think it's like, here, let me just see. It is 2d4 plus 5.
Oh, dope. Do you want to roll that, or should I roll it?
You can roll it.
All right, solid 4 to start, and then a 2, so 11. Nice, that was most of it.
Okay. Let me change. All right. So, what you see before you, as you have uncovered, I guess the torches are pretty loud. Maybe I'll just.
I'm not
It-
hearing them at all. I'm
Really?
chilling.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, so I'll describe briefly.
I'm concerned that some of these figures have names.
Do they have last names? That's the real.
Ego.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ego
that's
Ashmole.
Oh god.
Don't pay that any mind.
Pay no attention to the god behind the curtain.
All right.
that's okay. We also have statue dwarf warrior number 1, so it might be okay.
All right. So, what you guys see in this room, you kind of enter from here. You see, and the negative spaces here. I guess let me just describe the room, the geology, what you
We
see.
got Dragon Hunter Ornstein in here.
Yes, I mean the
Oh,
names
shit.
aren't really important. I just kind of
Oh,
grab figures.
shit. We got Ornstein.
We're fucked. Yeah, we're fucked.
Where's Smog at?
Yeah,
Um,
where's our friend Smoof?
But yeah, so what you see here, this is obviously the walls around are kind of literally encased in solid stone. I just didn't I didn't make necessarily the walls. There are these raised platforms you can get to. And then these negative spaces here, they are actually pits that fall down pretty significantly, pretty deep. And there's a bridge. But anyway, what you see here is an old cavern that's kind of been uncovered for you guys. And inside here, you see torchlight that seems to still be glowing. You see campfires that are glowing. I just don't want to hear the noises. And you also see like really ornate, intricately designed statues of beings. But what catches your eye mostly is in the back is this large statue T-Rex, mouth ajar, kind of open, down low in like an offensive position. And around him are chests, crystals, gems. This might be the Horde, or part of it.
Jared, question. Is it actually a T-Rex, or is
Yeah,
it
that
like
was
supposed
my
to be
question.
a dragon and you just had to use a T-Rex for
No,
it?
no, there are dragon topens. It is a T-Rex. And you can see
So dinosaurs are canon.
they are canon. And you can see a pterodactyl on the rock here.
I
Top
guess
right.
it makes sense because you polymorph into it, Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's right.
But all the figures you see in here are completely static in stone.
How
Even the
realistic
people.
are these stone statues?
Make a perception check.
Oh boy, here we go.
We've
This
been
is
here
very
before,
important.
boys.
Yeah, like so realistic. For
Yes.
people,
Can I go investigation on
Sure,
this? if
yeah,
I'm
go
getting
ahead.
Closer? Okay, word. 24.
Looking around, kind of as you're pacing or are moving through here, they are very real statues. Very well designed, very well crafted. There are people in all sorts of like various stances, facial expressions, like
With the 24, can I tell whether or not these stances or expressions look like either pained or stressed or like in the midst of combat, basically?
some
What-
of them do. Yeah.
We're
so-
trying to. Yeah, Iris is trying to determine whether or not these might be petrified individuals as opposed to crafted statues.
there's a very real possibility.
Okay, word. Iris, after investigating some of these, okay. So I think some of these statues used to be people.
Well, yeah,
So
I'm
what
sure.
is-
I'm sure those people used to be alive at some point. Otherwise, how would they make the statue of them?
No, I mean to say they were petrified.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of different.
Do you have any ideas on how we should go about this? Because I doubt we should just run to the treasure chests.
That would be highly not advisable, I think.
Okay, so what's our strategy here?
I'm not sure. Maybe we figure out what turned these people to stone first.
Okay.
Anyone? I read about this. Isn't there a spell that can unpetrify people? Do any of us know that spell?
I think it's too high level for us right
Yeah,
now.
I do not know that spell.
I think that would be like Greater Restoration.
Yeah, I think it's Greater Restoration.
One thing you do know, all throughout these the rocks that are sticking out, there are these crystals, like crystallized minerals almost, but pretty large. Some are football sized, some are, they range in size.
Can I go take a look at one of those crystals
Yeah.
and investigate it, or investigation or Arcana? I guess,
Whatever you want.
Is the question.
If I ritual cast detect magic down here, is it still a 6-minute time period or is it 10
You can
down here?
certainly try.
I'm gonna start ritual casting detect magic.
It appears to be 6 minutes.
Okay, word.
Are you casting detect magic?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'll let you do that then.
Okay, so after a ritual cast to detect magic, I guess Iris will start walking around carefully, trying to see what pings magically.
Okay. Kind of stepping through. Mundane, kind of the crystals seem to be magical carry some magical essence. You notice
Okay.
they are of various elemental magic sources.
Okay.
So Jared, you said the walls. There are walls around the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yes. Basically, and then where the bridge is, and then this part over here, this is a pit.
Right.
Falls through.
How high up do the walls go? Like, can I see the ceiling?
Yeah, you could totally see the ceiling. Maybe in the highest point, maybe 50, 60 feet.
Okay. What do we think of this? I could just spider climb on the ceiling and walk over, see what's up with the treasure.
Are any of the crystals on the ceiling?
There are some.
Do we think?
I-
do you think the
Iris,
crystals are
what do you-
dangerous?
Maybe. What are you getting a read off those crystals?
They all. There are multiple schools of magic with these crystals. I don't think they all belong to one. They're just all a mix. Can I try to? I'm going to, with my hand, because I am a scientist. I am going to poke a crystal and see what happens.
Okay. Roll me a D5 to figure, or D6, excuse me, to figure out what crystal you're gonna touch. Just gonna roll.
I rolled a 3.
All right, so you're touching a faint blue crystal. As you approach and touch, it's kind of protruding very slightly out of the, we'll call it this.
Do I get a sense of what school of magic this blue crystal emanates?
Yeah, this one is a condensed form of like air, like the air element.
Okay.
And touching it faintly, you feel a slight vibration, like a very dim. You can feel it.
Okay. How like into the wall is it? Is it like
It's protruding out. All right, so
easily
it's
movable?
it's maybe like the length of my pen, of an average pen. Maybe
Okay.
a little bit thicker too, and it's protruding out maybe 3 or 4 centimeters.
Okay. Would it be easy or difficult to remove?
You'd have to mine it out, unless you broke it.
Okay.
Jared, a while ago, I picked up those elemental geodes.
Yes.
If I take those out, do those look like what we're looking at in
Yes, very similar.
here? Okay.
Oh shit.
Perhaps those are a little more refined. These are a little more raw, but very similar.
Okay, I don't know if we should be necessarily directly fearful of the crystals, because I think they're just elemental crystals. Like I think I have had some on my person for a while now, and I have not
Oh.
been petrified or harmed. So
Okay.
they just might be rawer versions of the kind of thing that I have. So I would be more worried about
Okay.
the statues.
Does my detect magic get anything about the statues?
No, they are stone.
Okay.
Maybe we're overthinking it.
We're most likely underthinking it, but that's okay. All right, Felix,
Well,
I say carefully go for it.
Hold on.
Do we
one
have an escape
sec.
plan?
Give me 1 sec.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
the
that's-
way we came.
Yeah, there's one. I think there's one escape route. So yeah, that's the escape plan.
Okay, yeah. So, just confirming, the statues you looked at do not trigger any magical effect in picking up from your spell.
Okay. Okay, so if they were petrified, I guess I wouldn't know if they were done magically, which is a weird question because I think
The way
petrification is a
Petrified works from a spell is it lasts.
Mhm.
The magical effect only lingers for so long. So either you're
Duration,
looking at a
okay.
mundane stone statue, or you're looking at an
Mhm.
old petrified person.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try and keep detect magic on. But Oro and I guess, will, as Felix, how are you going to spider climb? Are you like going up a wall and then across the ceiling?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I haven't done it yet. I haven't cast the spell, but that was my thought. Yeah.
Okay. Iris and Oro would probably follow your general path underneath you. Just for some additional backup.
Okay. Yeah. So, I guess if there's no other plan, Felix will do that.
You want to spider climb?
Yeah. Are we all? I don't know. Do we think that's a decent way to approach this?
That sounds fine with me.
Okay. So yeah, I'll be crawling along the ceiling. I'm gonna move with Iris and Oro, but I'm really on the ceiling.
Okay, dumb question. It is spider climb. Are you affected by cobweb?
By cobwebs?
Yeah. It doesn't make me a spider. It just makes me be able
Okay.
to walk on walls, basically.
So you'll find the top of the ceiling, or parts of the ceiling, are covered in thick web.
Well, I would like to use my green flame blade to kind of like
Sure.
machete through
Absolutely.
the web.
All right, so Felix is on the the roof of the cavern, pretty high up, 60, 70 feet in some places, and is slowly, you can see the flame kind of eat away at the silk web as it disperses around you. And as you're doing that, you all hear a shift as the
Oh,
door
lovely.
which you came slowly begins
Closes.
to close.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
not good.
God.
Anyone doing anything? What's the plan here?
If that's closing, Iris and Oro are rushing more forward.
All right, make a deck save as you cross the wooden bridge.
Oh no.
Oh lord, is it that rickety? Oh jeez.
It's
Oh
old.
jeez. Oh lord. Both of
You
us.
war-
And you're
Warforged.
running. You're both are running on it.
Okay. Okay. Iris is a natural 20 for a 21 total,
Hell yeah.
and Oro is a 12.
Okay.
Rip Oro.
So you begin to run across, The bridge, it's made of old petrified wood, old, broken, dry, and you both start sprinting across kind of full force, and Oro's foot breaks through one and begins to fall. Now, only because you have a natural 20, Paul, you can choose to, at a severe penalty, re-roll your roll while pulling Oro forward, or let Oro make one final save and pray.
So okay, so you're saying how? Okay, weird question. This bridge is like, okay, no, I don't think I would be able to just spam mending and make the bridge better. Is my question, right?
No, not in this short time.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What? Yeah. I'm gonna, or Iris is gonna try to grab Oro herself.
All right, so I need you to re-roll your Dex save. Dex
Okay.
save. With a penalty for saving Oro here.
Okay. What kind of penalty?
Like the quantity, I won't share, but
Increased DC or
yes, increased
reduction
DC.
roll? Okay.
Yeah.
Word. 17.
All right. Do you want to use your inspiration or no? Do you think a 17
Hell
is
yeah,
enough?
I will.
Okay,
Hell yeah, I will.
Go ahead. So roll your d6.
It's only a 1, but we'll give it an 18 just to see if that gets us anywhere.
I swear on God, it was an 18.
Let's fucking go!
There it is.
So you just pull Oro to safety. You literally pull her out, and the bridge is kind of not cut in half, but a large chunk of it has been completely fallen, like caved in, and crossing it is going to be sketchy. And as you pull Oro forward off the bridge, you kind of plop yourself backwards, and out of the kind of your periphery, as you're falling back, you hear
Here
rattling
we go.
like a snake almost. And Felix, you also begin to hear a similar rattling.
Like
From-
close?
It's ahead of you, but very close to Iris. I think you,
Okay.
From my point of view at this point, you both are kind of in the same spot. You're just on top and they're on the floor.
Yeah.
That's how I'm viewing this.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. And out of the shadows steps forth a Medusa.
Son of a gun!
You see this snake-like hair kind of with dozens of snake heads kind of moving and intertwining, this living, breathing mass of snakes on the skull of this otherwise beautiful-looking like humanoid woman figure. She's tall, probably about 8 or 9 feet tall. She wears very slightly silver kind of shoulder pads into a very small breastplate. You can see a blue kind of cape fall behind it. She wears very tight black leather boots, and her face, her skin is this pale green, and her eyes glow green as well. This snake-like noise kind of puts you in a trance almost, Iris and Oro. I need you
Oh,
to
dear.
make con saves, as well as you,
Son
Felix.
Of a gun.
Sorry, not con saves, wisdom saves.
Oh, son of a. Okay. Alright, Iris has a 19. Do we need Oro to roll anything here?
Yes, Oro will roll.
Is this
I-
considered a charm, an exhaustion, or a poison?
It is not any of those.
Okay, word. Okay.
Is it magic?
It is magic.
I have advantage, I think. Let me just double check, but I think I have advantage on saving throws against magic. Yeah. Okay. Wisdom
Oro
saving.
has a 13.
19, 13, and what did you get, Felix?
11.
11. Okay. This snake kind of rattling and hissing combined puts you into this sort of hypnotic trance almost. And for a brief moment, you are compelled to look at the Medusa. Next
Oh, dear.
turn.
All of us? Ooh.
No, no, not you. Iris, but
Okay.
Felix and Oro are compelled to look. Next
Okay.
turn, whenever she attempts to charm you in that way, you will have disadvantage.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And we will take a 5-minute break and roll initiative when we get back.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeesh.
Sounds
shit.
good.
Sheesh.
So I'll see you back here around 8.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this initiative started. So everyone, I invite you to roll initiative. In fact, it's not really an
Oh, man.
invitation. I'm mandating it.
18 again.
All right, hold on. Let me get the ranges down.
No, I don't want to do initiative.
All right, 25 to 20. Any brave souls with a 25 to 20 who wants to fight the Medusa? Is eager to do it. All right, 19 to 15. 18.
I got a 14.
All right. I didn't ask 14.
You're right.
18 for Thera. Pretty high roll for the cleric.
Yeah, well, it's doing it today.
All right, that's it for 19 to 15. 14 to 10. 14 for Jara. Anybody else? Nice, guys. Might be a TPK. All right. What are you, I guess
I got a 5.
5?
I got a 5.
All right,
Nice.
who has
The
higher?
people who were getting charmed by the Medusa all rolled low. Let's go.
We gave our party time to catch up.
Yeah.
What
That-
what's
that's-
what's the tiebreaker here? We're doing Dex, right? Who has higher
I
Dex?
have a plus 1 dex.
I have a +3.
All right, so for a 5 we have Felix, and a 5 we have Iris/Oro. Just so you're aware, the way I did this in like you get disadvantage on the look attack kind of thing. It's how like rattlesnakes distract their prey with the rattle. So that's kind of my there's a little bit of massaging for the Medusa, just to make it a little cooler, a little bit different. But
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
cool.
go for it.
Flavor.
It's cool.
that's where my head's
It's
at.
terrifying, but it's cool.
Okay, yeah,
Before we start,
sure.
does Therathari know anything about this, sir?
Go ahead and roll a history check as I draw the broken bridge.
Oh, not so good this time. 9.
9. That's the number of the night, man. It's pretty eerie. All right, so you're just trying to figure out what if you know anything about what like Medusas.
Yeah. Maybe specifically how or what their weaknesses could be.
Sure.
Therathari often tries to fight like that.
Yeah, I like the intelligence roll or the intelligence-based fight here. So obviously Medusas are known for their petrification. When they make eye contact, it's very hard to resist. But also,
Is it
Medusas
considered a charm, by the way?
petrification.
Yep.
I don't believe it's considered a charm.
Okay.
I think it's its own thing.
Yeah, that's a con save for that. But nevertheless, you know that petrification can only be fixed via greater restoration, which adds a little bit of fear in your heart. Also, they are immune to poison, and their attacks induce poison, a paralyzing agent as well, if you get physically attacked. And then the last thing, the sort of way around it, is obviously you can't directly look. AoE spells work well. Otherwise, you get the disadvantage if you're trying to use your sight and you're not looking. Or reflection. And Medusa is you're immune to the Medusa if you aren't looking directly in its eyes, whether that be through a puddle, through your blade, whatever, a mirror. That's how you can kind of avoid or know the location of the Medusa. The only other thing with a 9, that's kind of natural Medusa lore that everyone would know, I think. What's interesting is, with a 9, there are some texts that may lead you to believe if a Medusa sees itself, it is not immune to its own gaze. Which is a little bit of a deviation I took from the standard mythos, but that is potentially at play here.
No mirrors in the Medusa household.
Yes. And obviously, I guess the lore behind it is they're cursed beings, cursed women, for whatever reason. They derive their power from the deities of chaos, and they are attracted to treasure, much like dragons are. Okay. They also worship, or they stem from Zahir, who is the sort of god of like serpents and all fun stuff like that. I'll get you the wiki page. One sec. Religion. Chaos. Here we go. Cloaked serpent. They are cursed by this god. Cursed or blessed, depending how you look at it. Hence the snakes. Okay. That is your lore dump. Thera's lore dump of history. This kind of courses through your mind as you witness your friends entranced by the snakes on the head of the Medusa, and immediately hearing the noise, avert your gaze out of instinct. This explains the petrified people and creatures around you. Of various ages, this thing has been here for a while. Dinosaurs don't roam the spires any longer, yet there are some permanently entombed here.
Damn, this bitch ancient.
All right, with that being said, we are at the top of initiative. The Medusa is first with her lair action.
Nah, son of a bitch.
Okay. She begins to chant in... Did any of you speak Abyssal?
Nope.
Wait,
Speak.
where is my...
Nope.
No, Infernal, the other one. Damn it.
I'm primordial.
I meant Infernal. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I do
Infernal.
Infernal.
Yes, Infernal. Okay, if you speak Infernal, you can hear her chanting, essentially.
My minions, arise. We have visitors.
Arise. That doesn't
Oh
sound good.
God.
And you all hear stone shift as out of the... Let me just get them out. Out of the columns of stone come
Fuck.
just
Oh dear.
come two stone bulls called Gorgons, made completely of stone. They kind of almost like extrude from the rock. That's like the perfect way to say it.
Jared, question.
Yes.
Why is there a Medusa in front of Therathari?
Where?
This minion over here.
Oh, I think I might have placed her.
Okay, that scared the shit
Okay,
out
I'm
of me.
sorry,
when I
no,
noticed.
She's back there with the treasure. I'm sorry. I think I might have placed
clenched
her.
hard. as soon as I
Great
saw that.
question. Yeah. No. Actually, that was accidental. But yes, these bulls are they extrude from the center pillars here, and this one, as it comes out, kind of uses its horns to completely shatter this statue into pieces. As you feel the warm breath of a stone bull over your shoulder, Jara.
Yeah, that's not good.
All right, that is her lair action. Therathari, it is your turn.
Okay. Therathar is gonna move 5, 6 here. And his action is probably gonna be to dash.
Okay. Where are you moving to?
Yeah. 1, 2. Is there any movement penalty up this?
Nope.
Whatever. 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right.
That's all.
Cool. So, Sorry's done. It is the Medusa's turn. Okay. Medusa, pleased with herself, will take a few steps forward to here, centering herself there. She will look out, look up, look down. You can see the snakes are whipping about as she moves her head. She will stare down at you and Oro, so Iris and
dear.
Oro. You can see as she extends her hand, kind of just like a serpent-like blade emanates from her like wrist and forms out. You can see it's a blade that splits into two snake heads, but otherwise is a sharpened sword. She will attempt to use Petrifying Gaze. It is on a recharge, but she will attempt to compel both you and Oro with disadvantage. You don't have disadvantage, but Oro.
Yeah.
I need you to make a con save.
Con. Okay. All right.
As
All right.
you look into the glowing green eyes and you feel your body's tense.
Iris gets a 22.
Okay.
Whew.
Oro gets a 12.
Uh,
Oh wait, disadvantage, right? Oro gets a 7.
Okay. The Medusa looks down at both of you. Iris, you feel your eyes naturally meet hers as you just can't. But you somehow, right as the petrification effect, her eyes glow with one shimmer of green energy. You look away, close your eyes as the snakes kind of come out fully erect from her head and just you can hear like this cacophony of hissing and rattling. Oro, unfortunately, is not so lucky and becomes petrified in stone.
I'm glad we all made that. Oh.
No, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I deleted Oro by accident. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Your friend, your creation, has, in place in time and in movement, frozen, as she is now an immaculate sculpture. You hear a loud as her laugh fills the space, echoes off the chamber, as she's added another stone statue to her collection. Mixed emotions fill you as we move now to Jara.
Okay, I'm gonna cast slow on the two Gorgons.
All right, what do they need to make?
They need to do a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. All right, the one closer to you,
Okay,
11,
fail. Nice.
and 17 for the other.
The other one passes, but the one close to me fails, which is nice, which means it can't take a reaction, so I can just move away from it.
Yeah, let me get this slowed.
While you're there, Jared, I am also concentrating on.
There you go.
Special.
I am also concentrating.
Okay. Slow. I think we don't use slow. For some reason, there's no slow here. It pisses me off. Let me just do restrained. We'll know it's slow. Just need something physical. And then, sorry, where Felix took this, let me make this smaller for you.
I got it.
Okay.
I need one as well.
Yep. Getting it for you right there. Okay. So the Gorgon next to you, you feel its breath and movement slow as it rears back, kind of kicks its foot, scraping the floor, but in like 5 frames per second.
Made it nice.
Let me just- the other one seems
Right.
unaffected.
A little bit of a bummer that it did do that. I am going to move. Which way do I want to go? I guess, away from that guy. 1, 2. Okay, so I'm gonna move over to here.
Okay.
And hold on. How far away is the Medusa from me right now?
Also, Felix, you're on deck here. The Medusa. I would say. Let's see. I would say probably 14 squares.
Uh,
At
was
90
it?
feet.
90 feet. Dang. All right, too far. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll just be my turn.
Okay, great turn. Make a perception check, Jara.
Perception. I got a 15.
Okay, 15. You notice some of these statues that you've passed by, they seem to be all looking, not all, but the ones you've passed by that fit this bill, they seem to be looking in the direction of something on this raised platform, as though they were either trying to get that or communicate that, but there's enough of them looking over there to have it not just be random.
Wait, the one that like the Medusa's on, or the one that Therathari's
The
going
one that
for?
Medusa is on.
Okay.
Well, they were looking at Medusa.
Or they were looking at Medusa. That could also be it. Very true.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Felix, the bulls or the Gorgons aren't going this turn. They came in this round, so they'll be next round. So Felix, you're up.
All right, so Felix would like to position himself directly over the Medusa.
Sure.
So I'll just put myself here, but
Yep.
I'm right above her.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll take his bottle of corrosive ooze and just turn it 180 degrees.
Okay.
Or I guess I don't know. Turn it upside down so it's dropping down onto Medusa's head.
Right.
I don't know what the damage situation is going to look like here, but
All right. Make a dexterity check to see how well you're aiming. It's quite a ways up.
okay. 21.
Not bad. Okay. The corrosive ooze begins to fall down. It does make contact with the back of her armor and body. She will be taking. I'll let you roll this. You can roll me 3d6.
Cool.
This is acid damage.
Oh, she's taking 14.
That's a great roll.
Yeah.
You hear a distinctive as she looks up at you instinctively.
Can I look away?
Yeah, of course. And you can see with the damage taken and the kind of stimuli being on the ceiling, the snakes around her head kind of face you and kind of writhe and move as though they're like a wave looking up at you. Okay. She is not happy. You do have some movement if you'd like to use it.
I guess like the only thing I could really think to do is like, is there any way I could like move and become more concealed in the web and maybe harder to make eye contact with?
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Okay, I have advantage because of my cloak.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good roll. Let me see exactly what it is. Well, why do I have a 0 for what? Is that a bug? It says I have a 0 for stealth. Hold on. That's bizarre. Okay, I'll just do the math, I guess. Sorry, I got a 22.
Okay, 22 is great. Okay, would that end your turn?
Yep.
All right. She will use another legendary action. And she will at first attempt to look for you. Okay. not finding your form, she will avert her attention to Iris directly below her,
Oh boy.
and she will cast Poison Spray. I need you to make a con save.
What kind of damage does that do? Just
Poison.
to be clear.
Just it's poison. Are you-
Okay, word.
Are you
I am
immune?
resistant to that.
Sure,
but
so you
not
will take
immune.
half.
Okay,
Totally makes
so
sense.
what kind of save?
Con save.
Gone. Okay. 18.
All right, so you. Does you take half if you succeed or nothing?
I think poison spray as a cantrip is just all or nothing.
Okay, yeah, so you take no damage. So this spray of like dark, vile green liquid shoots forth from her hands as she shouts in Infernal a spell. It coats your armor, but since you're largely resistant, you don't take any damage. You're able to kind of like wipe it away and away from the important parts, at least.
Okay.
She will angrily give a and the snakes hit you. Okay, that's her
Okay.
legendary action. It is your turn though.
Word. Okay. How tall is this platform? Is this something I can like climb up?
It would not be easy, but you could technically jump and climb. It would take almost all of your movement and a strength check, probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless
let's-
you use your, your climbing equipment could make it a little quicker, but you'd have to take that out.
Yeah,
whatever you want to do.
Yeah. I'd have to remove it because it's not readily available on me. That's the only other way I can think of getting up there besides running around and trying to climb on boxes, which is not as ideal, I guess. Well, yeah, I think Iris, you better off. How tall is this sort of armor rack over here?
What you see is what you get.
Okay. So Iris probably thinks she can go around here, get on it, and then try to jump up and make that easier for herself.
Sure.
So we're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I guess try to use the last of our movement to get on top of that.
All right, I meant to do hexes. So go back to where you were and recount. It might be less.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's actually more.
Oh, interesting.
Rip.
All right, I'll give it to you though.
Okay, that's as far as we're gonna get there.
Okay. I'll be fair.
As an action, because if I get turned to stone soon, I'd rather have used this than I didn't. I'm gonna cast Fireball, hoping that. How tall is this chamber, by the way? Just to double check.
Where she's standing, it's well over 40 feet.
Okay, word. So Felix would not be affected by this. Yeah, I'm popping Fireball on this bitch.
All right. She needs to make a dex save.
It needs to be a dexterity saving throw. Yes.
She's gonna cast counter spell. Actually.
This motherfucker.
Hold on, am I in?
She's gonna cast what?
Counter spell.
Counters. Every guy must we do this every time?
Oh, she's not 60 feet from me, right?
No.
She's
She's
90.
90. Damn it! I was gonna counterspell the counterspell.
Must we do this every time?
So what level is Fireball? 5? 4?
The Fireball's
No.
third, so that is just.
Oh, yeah. So
one and
she
done.
points her sickly green fingers at you. I need you to actually. Okay, yes. So, all right. So let me just, before this is claimed as unfair. So there's 2 petrifying gazes. One is
Yes.
she forces it on you. The DC is
Okay.
higher. There's
Mhm.
one where
Two is just a kind of a natural, just like
yes,
she
it's
wants to look-
much
okay.
lower, but it's
Okay.
still possible. So I need you to make a
Okay.
con save. I'll be up front.
Okay.
The DC is 10 for this.
Okay, word. Well, I'm gonna use my luck stone to re-roll this because this would have been an 8.
Okay, go ahead. Mark a use off.
That is a 11.
Okay, so you pass just barely. It's
Jesus
10.
Christ.
So
Okay.
the eyes meet you. You immediately avert, and that kind of instant aversion makes it easy for her to kind of counterspell and blast away your fireball. As it leaves your
Okay.
hand, it is dissipating.
I hear it go off like, must we do this every time? Okay, so I don't know if this will work as a bonus action, but I want to know if you let me do this.
Sure.
I'd like to pop out my iris and sort of underhanded onto the platform that she's standing on.
Just make a dex check. Just
Okay.
above a 5 is fine.
Okay, word 17.
Yeah. So you throw it 5 feet, lands
Okay.
right here.
Yep. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Gonna.
Let me just get a token for this.
Yeah.
We don't have an eyeball, but something.
Just like a ball or something.
I might just use a die. How do I get a die? Hold on.
There was one on the other table, but
Yeah, I have it in here, I think. Components. Dice. There's your eye.
thanks. And I'm gonna close my eyes.
Okay. Oop.
Oh,
There you go. All right, that's Iris's eye. Iris is Iris. All right, so your eyes are completely closed,
yep.
and just your iris remaining. Where is it looking?
It's going to be looking like over in this direction, just at
Sure.
this pot, basically.
Yeah. Cool. You've done a lot on your turn, so no perception this
Yep.
turn. But nevertheless, good turn. All right, the Medusa.
Well, we've burned. If she has spell slots, we've burned that.
Oh, she sure does.
For
Okay.
one.
The Medusa will use her lair action to command her Gorgons to strike. They will rush.
So the one that's slow has its speed half.
Yep.
And it can't use reactions. It
Only
can
one
only
attack.
use one attack and either an action or a bonus action, but not both.
All right. Its movement is 30, so you are just in range,
Darn.
and it will attempt to use its horns and throw you into the pit in front of you.
Oh, that would not be
Jesus.
fun.
All right, so I
Oh,
need
dear.
you to make either athletics or acrobatics check against its strength.
All right. Well, athletics -1, not doing that one. Acrobatics, it is. Oh, not terrible. I got an 18.
You beat it somehow with a plus 11.
Let's
No,
go.
19. I got
Yeah,
19.
You beat it. It has a plus 11 to this. You beat it. So it will only do damage, but you are not moved.
But it doesn't have to hit me though.
This is kind of like it's low damage. This is kind of like a an AOE where if you save, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But it's very minimal damage. You only take 3 piercing. As its
Alright.
horns hit you, you are able to kind of sandwich yourself or like position yourself so that you are between the horns, but you just get nicked in the back by one. And as it thrusts forward, you're able to kind of duck and kind of roll out of the way a little bit. It does not look happy.
Yeah, me neither, Gorgon.
By the way, the only reason that you it has disadvantage to hit you, right?
I don't think so.
Well, I did. You don't?
No, I don't think it has disadvantage.
No, it doesn't have disadvantage. It has a -2 to its AC and Dexterity saving throws.
Okay. Well, I don't remember what my other roll is. All I know is it was a hit, but it's okay. I'll rule because a DM error.
It can re-roll again for its save.
Oh, reroll for its save.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
Darn, it saves.
All right.
All right, I am no longer concentrating.
You could just move it in case you need it again. All right. Then the other one. Let's see. Where's it gonna go? Thera left. Doesn't see you. All right, it sees you, but its buddy's in the way. I think it's gonna. Can it see Thera? Maybe slightly, but let me roll for it. Nope. Natural 5. All right, it's going to go for Iris.
Whoops.
Oh, good luck.
So it's going to full dash 60 feet. So 5, 10.
Does
15.
it need to make saves for the bridge?
Absolutely.
That
It just
bridge is
That
would be
risky.
hilarious.
It just gets to the bridge.
And it's made of solid stone, right?
Correct.
Yep.
So it probably weighs like 3 tons or whatever. Maybe not 3,
I mean, it weighs a
at
lot.
least a ton.
All right, Thera.
Oh, that was all for the Gorgon.
Yeah, use its full turn to move.
Okay, Therathari's gonna implore Jara to come up his little hidey side space here. After which, okay, or maybe as he's saying that, he wants to know, like, can he see the platform from where he is now? And if so, is his head poking out, or like where exactly is he?
Who?
Vertically, Therathari. So can he basically the platform where Iris's eye and Medusa are standing? Can he see that from here?
Are
And
you-
if so, how hidden is he?
Yeah, so you're probably in like a quarter cover, if that even exists. But if you choose to look over in that direction, I'll ask you to make a perception check. And depending on the roll, you may or may not inadvertently look at the Medusa. So that's a risk you'd want to take.
Okay.
Telling you up front. Part of the job of the snakes is to constantly be looking for people looking at the Medusa, so she can turn and
Right,
look at
right.
you. Right. So
I
totally
never
up to
thought
you
about that.
if you wanted
That
to do
makes
that.
so much sense, though.
At least in my world, that's how it works.
I
This
mean,
may
no,
be-
it's one of those things that, like, once you hear it, it's just like, oh yeah, of course that's how it works.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
So this statue in front of Therathari, is it looking in a direction?
Yes. I guess I didn't position it quite correctly. It's looking. I mean, it's facing this way, but the head is facing the Medusa.
Okay, Therathari is gonna aim a fireball where the dwarf statue is looking.
Oh fuck,
All right.
Therathari can fireball.
Sure does.
Shit!
So, however you think is fair to.
All right.
do
I'm
that.
going to say. So I'll give you a choice here. This is how I'm going to rule this. If you want to look, you can look. You'll have to roll the perception, but you'll get an exact placement and guaranteed hit. Otherwise, I'm going to have you roll a percentage die. All right?
Oh wow.
And I'm going to say from this distance, you have the dwarf helping you. I'm going to say you have a 65% chance to hit. So if you get a 65 or lower, or 64 or lower, I guess, because it's 0 based, then
Let's see.
totally up to you.
Okay. Therathari is gonna peek.
All right, make me a perception.
Oh yeah, we have high perception.
Let's go.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Using the kind of ledge to your advantage, this inclined plane here, you peek your head up and look and squint, and you can see the bottom half of the Medusa. A few of the snakes turn and look, but you are down and casting the spell before they get the chance to notify Ma Medusa
Fireball
here.
away.
Yeah, fireball away. She will need to make a dex save, right?
Yes.
7 flat 7.
Okay, we are rolling. Oh geez, I'm gonna hold on a sec. Picking up steam. 1, 2,
Right.
3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more to go. Okay, we have 10 plus 12 plus 9. 31.
Wow.
Oh my
Points to
god.
fire.
Okay. So, two things happen.
How do you want to do this?
You wish. Two things happen. The first, you glance, you see the form of the Medusa, almost like squinting your eyes so it's a hazy picture, using the way the dwarf is looking to help you as well, which may or may not be why I designed it that way. Tom may have figured it out.
So to be fair, or to be transparent, rather, when this map first loaded, the first, like the literal first thing I thought when Medusa came up was, wow, they're all looking at her. So you did well.
Yes, that was the intention. So you can not necessarily have to look, but anyway, you stepping on the shoulders of giants, stone giants. In this case. But yeah, so you glance at her, get an idea of where you're putting this bad boy, and you center it right on her form, and this ball of fire erupts at her feet. You can hear the screaming, the slithering, like hissing noises of the snakes as she takes the brunt of this damage. What you do notice, which is interesting, some of the magical energy, normally you would expect a larger fireball. Some of the magical energy seems to have been absorbed by a pendant wrapped around her neck. She still takes the damage. You're not sure how much of it, but you do notice in the brief moment you look and watch, you've cast fireball before and you've seen it cast. You know this is not a full-powered fireball. Something is interesting there. And that's the perks of looking. So good job. Yeah.
Did he notice anything else on the platform when he looked, or was it?
What was your roll again? Was it a 19? Is that what it was?
Dirty 20.
Yeah. So I'll say you notice a bunch of chests. What's not pictured here is there's quite a mound of gold coin that's formed, kind of around the center throne. You can see some artifacts, like magical artifact potentially, or weapons kind of sticking out randomly. The thing that is very interesting to you, there seems to be a sheet, cloth, like a cloth covering some of the treasure for some reason.
Okay, interesting.
And I'll draw where that is located, just so you can picture it. This is a section where a cloth has been deliberately placed over a portion of the treasure, and it's tough to make out form factor under the cloth, but it seems to be furniture, from your best guess.
Okay.
All right.
So that was Thari's action.
Yeah,
He's
totally.
now going to raise his shield over his face.
Yep.
In his left arm, of course, and walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you totally can do that.
God damn it. There we go.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. You can see. Yeah, go on.
Thari, by the way, this is totally exactly what happens every morning. He polishes it to a perfect sheen. It is. You could say it's mirror-like.
Yeah.
He really respects his equipment. So do with that what you will.
Quick question, Jen. Since Iris's eye, I told you that it was sort of looking directly around this jar. Would that sort of that covered furniture also have been visible to me, or?
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought you meant this jar.
No, I said that. Yeah, the other direction.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, you totally see the cloth. In fact, you can see under it. It's been poorly draped over, as though haphazardly. You can see like these curving wooden legs, 4 of them.
Okay.
Very intricately carved and crafted. Okay. That ends Thari's turn. It is the Medusa's turn. Okay. Displeased with the fact that her minion did not yeet Jara off. She is going to do 2 things. She is going to cast using Quicken spell. The first cast, she's going to attempt to. She's going to. Yeah. She's going to attempt to cast Hold Person on you, Jara. Need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Jeez, man.
Darn, it's only charmed or frightened. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Alright, hold on. I just want to read what happens here. No, that's not the one.
And then she gets a natural 20 to spot you, Felix. And she'll cast Chill Touch on you.
This isn't an ability check either. Alright, so this is just a flat roll. Sorry, I was looking to see if I had something to give myself advantage, but it's only for ability checks. Woo! We could though. Hold on. We got a, what was it?
Wisdom.
Wisdom? Even with a -1, I got an 18.
Let's go.
Dude,
Elite-
how are you negative wise on?
Sorcerer. What do you mean?
A lot of time in the library, not accumulating any real world
No,
knowledge.
not even that much because I have a 1 intelligence chart.
A lot of time playing video games.
A lot of times talking to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jara's just so charismatic that he comes off as like much smarter than he is.
Exactly.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Okay, so you are not paralyzed. However, Felix, you are. She's going to make a ranged spell attack on you to do chill touch.
Okay.
And she can do that because she quicken spelled, and this is a cantrip. She's a little bit of a sorcerer herself. That is a 21 to hit you.
That will hit.
Hey, wait a minute. She couldn't hold person me anyway. I'm too far away.
Is that?
Its range is 60
Oh,
feet.
I read that as a 9. All right, it's canon. She used it.
She tried.
I got a lot of windows open. I read that as a 9. You're right. Thank you for telling me that.
I was thinking about hold person her next turn. So I was like, I gotta get closer.
Fair enough. Okay, so damage on Felix for chill touch is a D8, and it's necrotic.
Wait, while we're at it, what's the range on shield touch?
120. You're definitely in range.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yep.
As soon as Dan told me, I triple checked.
She just whisked both of them.
Could you imagine?
She's got
All
all the eyes, but very bad depth perception.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, that is 7 necrotic on you, Felix.
Oh no.
As she spots you. I assume you're averting your gaze.
Yes.
Okay. Jara as well. I will ask from now on to be explicit at the end of your turn to state that.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't done anything towards her yet, so I just haven't been looking.
Yeah,
that.
totally fine. Okay, that is her turn. We are up to Jara.
Son of a bitch. Now it's not slowed anymore, so it has a reaction.
Oof.
All right. Well, I guess my first question is, would I know if a Medusa is humanoid? Would hold person work on it?
She's not humanoid, technically, but even still, because the Medusa is a creature of charm, she's probably immune.
Okay, that's all right. Well, then let's see. We have 1, 2. Can I see up the cliff here?
What are you looking at? You can see Therathari for sure.
If I wanted to Misty step up there, because it has to be a space I can see.
I'll let you Misty Step using the statue.
Okay. Because that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So yeah, 30 feet is right at the stone dwarf statue.
Sure.
All right, then I'm going to do that. Let me mark off the spell. I'm going to whoop, go up here.
Okay.
And what's the range on this spell? 60 feet, so I still got to get closer.
Correct.
10. All right, I'm gonna move kind of here as cover for this turn.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to. Here we go. Here might be a big brain play. How far is she from the edge?
What is she? 5 feet?
So 5 feet she's at the edge, or 5 feet she's off the cliff.
5 feet. She's at the edge.
Okay, it might be a 2-turn thing. Because I'm not quite in range yet, I'm gonna try to use my telekinetic shove on her.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So
You have to look at her for this.
it does say that you can.
Yes,
see.
you can see.
Oh,
Up to you.
That text is on so many things in
So
D&D.
what's the rule on doing it? It's I have to roll.
It's
Is this I'm looking at her and that's it, or is it
no. So you have this is you looking at her in this capacity, literally to cast the spell. That is going to be guaranteed con save. at the reduced level, like not the one she's forcing on you.
You said
The only reason Therathari could get away with it is because he did an AOE.
And you said that's a 10 is the reduced one?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I got a con bonus of +5 for saving throw, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to risk it. High risk, high
Let's
reward.
get for the biscuit.
Yeah, man.
Roll a dice tonight, baby. Let's do this.
All right.
On Jara's whole life,
This is a gamble.
the stakes
Woo!
are high.
Bro, we all about to be stoned.
All right. Yeah, for not much reward, but it would be cool though.
Yeah, this is a very much risk, not reward, Dan. Are you sure you want to do this?
I guess that's fair. Hold on, wait. Do I have?
It would be in character, not being very wise.
True. You're not thinking about the risk.
Hold on. What meta magic do I have? I have
The one where you don't have to see the target.
Latent spell. No, I'm wondering if I have extended spell or not. Or the
That
one
would be cool if there was one where it's
or
just
the
like
one that not extended spell. The one that I'm wondering if I have one that'll make me.
All right.
No,
uh,
I'm gonna.
Make your decision here.
Yeah, my decision is I'm gonna. Can I take the hide action behind this
Yes, you can.
statue?
Definitely. Just roll
Alright.
stealth. You have advantage here. DC is going to be high for her to see you anyway.
Oh, nice. I got a stealth. 20, dirty 20.
All right. Yeah, you are very well hidden from her. All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm not quite close enough.
All right.
Gotta have a
Igor,
dodge though. That's good.
Igorians
Yeah.
will go.
Don't want to get yeeted into the pit of oblivion.
The Gorgon will destroy this statue and sprint through. So 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Wait. Excuse me.
Yeah?
How wide is a Gorgon?
It's considered large.
Also, how many turns have the Gorgons had? Oh no, I guess each Gorgon has only had 2 turns. That's fair.
Yeah.
So it started here. It's going to use full movement to like dash. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. And then it's going to jump onto there, like climb onto there. That's definitely doable. It's not like huge. I appreciate the check though, because listen, I've made mistakes tonight. So please. All right. And then 2 more squares or hexes.
All
right.
cool.
This Gorgon is on your tails. You hear it. Angry. This one is going to bum rush forward. And it needs to make a dex
Here we go.
natural 2. Okay, the bridge is gone. So is the Gorgon.
Poor bastard.
No way, man.
Oh, that's
So
that's
it
solid. There's a floor there.
and falls straight through, and you hear maybe after a few seconds fall, shattering of stone. And then an audible sigh from the Medusa. However, she will use a legendary action.
Just summon another one.
No, that's a lair action. Her legendary action will be to cast a little old fireball on you guys. Therathari and
Oh,
Jara,
no.
centered
She
right
doesn't,
there.
she doesn't know I'm there though.
She's gonna center it on Therathari, and I think you're
I
still
didn't
in
like to hit
radius.
you. I didn't will hit you.
But she won't know she's hitting me, Jared. It's a moral victory.
True. Do either of you have
You're in her
counterspell, or are you taking this?
Are we within range of counterspell?
Counterspell is 60, right?
This counterspell is 60 feet. Am I close
Yes.
enough yet?
If either of you have
Yes.
absorb elements,
Or hmm.
So you're on the same level, so let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
45, 50. I think you were like just within 60 feet.
Let me... Is there a ruler? I swear there was.
there is, I think. I'm trying to
There
find
is.
it.
It's just not for
I don't know how accurate it is. Yeah, that's not accurate
At
at all.
10 feet. Easy.
Wait, hold on. There's a conversion, I think.
I'm counting exactly 12 hexes.
Yeah, that's what I counted. But you're
which
not...
is 60 feet.
But here's the thing, right? You're hidden. How would you know she's
Yeah.
casting without looking?
That's also fair.
That's a
Does
good point.
Fireball have verbal components?
I'm sure it does. It does. Verbal, somatic, and
Oh,
material.
maybe I recognize the verbal.
But you have don't you have to see her to counterspell?
I would have to look and be.
No, you don't have to see to cast Counterspell. Caleb did it to Avantika.
That's true.
There's precedent.
Well, I mean,
No,
it does,
there's precedent for this, Jared.
it does say when you see a creature, though. I don't know how it was
You
ruled
attempt
before,
to
but as
observe
written,
the
it
creature
says
in
when you see a creature.
The creature is casting a spell.
So,
It is casting a spell. Make a ability check.
What I
I
presume
don't
is
see any.
Critical Role broke the rules.
It's casting time. It says one reaction which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting the spell. That is.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'll
Roll a
make this
perception
fair.
check.
Yes, it's exactly right. So roll a perception check. I'll make this fair. If you get above 12, I will allow you to hear it and instinctually cast it.
Oh, I rolled a nat 19, so we good.
All right, so you cast it. Question is she gonna waste a counter spell on your counter spell?
If you're already
Uh,
casting a spell, you can counterspell the counterspell.
Yeah, because it's
That
a
works.
reaction.
Wait, but
Yeah,
wouldn't
two
that
hands,
be
don't you?
wouldn't that be 2/3 level spells?
Oh,
Correct.
that would be two.
So she
spells,
can't.
though.
Unless
You can't do
she
2/3
unless
at
she
once.
uses a sorcery point.
She could use a quicken. No, but no, you still wouldn't.
Mm.
'Cause it's still-
Isn't the base rule of the game though like that you can't do two? Like I don't think there's meta magic.
No,
to
no,
bypass
I
that
changed
rule.
the rule. Yes, you're right. But I changed the rule. Normally, you're not allowed 2 spells a turn unless you have the sorcery point. But I think the rule is
Your
made it.
version is like first level spell.
It's second or
Yeah.
lower,
Oh, okay.
and then any
And
other
counter
spell.
spells, and then counters a third.
Yeah, so you're gonna eat this fireball. 'Cause you got
Or
an at
she's
19.
gonna eat the counterspell, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but what I mean by eat is he's gonna cancel it.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
right.
oh.
So
Not
she
a double.
Sure.
begins
Awesome,
to
I'm playing.
cast an infernal, which I think you understand, right?
I do. I understand.
Yeah?
Inferno.
So that even helps you further. You are able to completely stunt her counterspell. Just the reverse of what happened with Iris. She
Hit her with the
angrily
Uno reverse card.
looks over in your direction. Doesn't see
Iris,
you.
Iris is going to experience this and go, doesn't feel good now, does it?
She will look over to you, even though you're not looking at her, and she'll say,
Quiet, you'll have your turn.
It was the gargoyle did it posthumously. It did it from the grave.
"Yeah." Final action.
It's not. Pay no attention to the man behind the gargoyle.
Wait, so what does happen if a gargoyle gets petrified?
No, they're not gargoyles. Those are
Fantastic question, Tom.
those are actual.
I think Tom's just saying theoretically.
I have no idea. Thank God we don't have to deal with that tonight, unless something crazy
It
really
turns to
happens.
flesh and can't move.
I don't know. In our campaign, Jared, we deal with a lot of edge cases. It might come up.
It's the ultimate edge case.
Unless you guys cast gargoyle, I don't think we're good this fight. All right. With that said, Felix.
All right,
turn.
I've been concocting this in my head, and I don't know, Jared. You'll have to, like many of Felix's actions, you'll have to kind of be the final arbiter here.
Sure.
But you tell me how long this would take. Tell me if this is a 1-turn or 2-turn thing.
Okay.
What would it take to take a handful of my remaining vials of flammable tar, drop
Oh,
them right where I am, and then
Okay. So, what I will say is,
I like this.
okay. How do I want to rule this? How many do you have left?
4. I could fit 4 in a handful, I think.
Correct, you can. So, I think what I'll say is this. If you want to do it in 1 turn, 1d4 of those 4 will hit her. If you want to do it in 2 turns, it'll guarantee all 4 hit, and you can shoot like the tar on her and maybe light her aflame. As long as you hit. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
what you're giving up essentially by doing it all in 1 turn is you may not get all 4 vials to hit her.
Unless you have to look at her 2 turns in a row.
Yes. that
I
is
don't
also-
have to look at her at all. I was thinking I was just gonna like my idea was more to just cause a massive blast like behind her, like immediately behind her.
Oh, if you don't want to hit her, that's fine. You can kind of just throw them. You're still
Well,
gonna
I
have this.
figured
Yeah, go on.
like the blast would hit her, but
Make your
not
own fireball.
it-
Like
but
a
it would-
mag- yeah.
exactly like it like
Make
a
your own fireball.
right.
But there's still a level of precision there, right? So I think my point may be instead of hitting her, how many of the vials you may be able to hit in general, kind of how you drop them for the D4. You want to do it in 1 turn versus 2. You catch what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I think that's fair. What do you think? I mean,
No,
we
it's
can
totally
kind of
it's totally fair.
counsel
I'm not,
this.
I won't like negotiate. You got it. I think that's totally fair. I just got to think about
Sure.
how I want to do it. So all right, so I will. Yeah, I'll just do the D4.
All right, go ahead. First, roll the D4 to see how many will be in. You can hit potentially.
Okay. Come on.
4.
3. I'll take it.
That's good.
All right.
All right, now, okay. So, are you dropping these on the Medusa or in her area?
If I drop them on her, then I would have to look at her to fire, right?
Correct.
Okay, then I'd like to drop them like immediately behind her.
All right, so you will still have to look, which will require a perception check, and that may or may not, depending on how well you do for your perception, you can still potentially get caught in the gaze here, or you
so
can
then,
shoot blindly.
Wait, so then is there an upside to doing this, or should I just aim for her?
The upside of doing what? Of not dropping it on her?
Yeah, like the whole reason I was gonna aim
If you
behind
don't,
her was
no, but if you
to not have
want
to
to
look at her.
drop it on her, that will guarantee a con save. Because you have to look at her, right?
I see.
Right now, you're rolling perception to see if you look, so you have a chance to not look.
Okay, this could be huge, but I also don't want to. I don't want Felix to fucking just lose to one con save.
The problem is if you turn to stone while you're up there, does your statue fall?
Yes.
Dude, would I kill her? Would I just fall?
No.
Wow.
My
What a
concern
way-
is,
what a way to
does
go out.
your statue break if it hits the
Totally.
ground?
Absolutely it
Oh,
would,
for
but-
sure, but it would. I mean,
But if
I
it
killed-
like kills her, what a legend!
What-
you would
yeah, what a
be.
way to go.
That's certainly
What
a
a
way to go.
fucking legend.
That is certainly a way to go.
I would sing your story to everyone, Felix.
Jara will multi-class into Bard to sing your story.
I will. I'll take 1 level in Bard just for you.
Okay, so Jared, if I can have my dying wish be that I fall on the Medusa, I will look at her and do the con save.
Sure. She can maybe deck save out of it, but
All right, fine.
so you're gonna look at her.
Sure.
All right, con save.
Okay.
Beat a 10.
16, a natural 10.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So you look at her, and you're able to drop the vials. So 3 of the vials. Now roll for
Yep.
an attack. You don't have disadvantage here, just a standard attack.
19.
That hits for sure. Okay.
All right, so Felix says to himself, all this magic.
Magic making me sick.
Yeah.
All right.
And
You-
he just
The vials drop. 3 of them. You aim and shoot. You hit one and effectively hit her with the same bullet. So go ahead and roll your bullet to like your standard damage.
shit, I get bullet
Collateral?
damage too. This is so sick,
I
dude.
mean, you roll- you hit-
Fucking collat. Let's hit it.
That's what you gain by looking.
All right. So the base damage is 13, like just
Okay.
from the bullet.
Yeah. What's the fire damage that you get from the bullet, or did you not? Do you not have that enabled?
Oh wait, okay. So actually, I think last session. No. Okay. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. This is sick.
I thought this is why you were doing it.
No. I mean, I just figured. I mean, if in any video game, like if you shoot a barrel, like it explodes. I figured it was the same kind of principle here.
Oh, it
But
is.
I do have a backup. Okay. So do you remember last session when I tried to pick the lock
Yes.
and I cast absorb elements?
Yes.
Okay. So the lightning would strike
Mm.
the vials.
Yeah, I'm down. Sure.
Let's do it. All right, so that's an additional d6. So it's actually 15 plus 6. Let's go.
Was it 15 or 13 originally?
Oh, sorry. You're right. It was 13. I got
Okay,
a
so
little ahead of myself.
19.
So 19 from just the shot,
All right.
and then you tell me what the
So
explosion.
each
damage is.
of the they're little vials. Each of the vials is 1d8 fire.
Okay.
Oh my
You
god.
get 3d8.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So we like narrowly avoided just killing ourselves earlier. Whole barrel of this stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm running out of d8s. What the hell? Hold on.
It's a lot of fucking damage.
Okay. All right. So 19 plus. Oh my god!
24.
I got an 8, a 7, and a 6.
Wow.
So 21.
That's great. All right. There is a loud
40 damage.
as flame erupts. The bullet you can hear pierces the metal exterior of the back of her plate armor, like her chest armor, and you hear a loud "ah" as she yells, and these snakes whip. Her head whips to you. She's going to use her legendary action, the last one of this turn, to force a gaze on you. I need you to make a con save, Felix.
Okay. This could be
Oh,
the
dear.
killing blow once I fall on her.
Oh boy.
I got a 13.
All right. A 13. You begin to freeze. And you become stone.
Oh dear.
no.
Okay. Your grip. You attempt to grip whatever you can while your muscles are tensing and your body is becoming hardened.
Do I have time to cast Featherfall?
Is it a reaction?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Technically, you would.
All right, I'll cast it so I at least don't die.
So here's you have room for one reaction. Your reaction can be to attempt to, before you petrify, to hang on to something or to featherfall. What is your?
I'll
what is your-
Featherfall. Yeah.
Okay. So in your final breaths, as your lungs begin to harden, it's like this wave of stone is forming on you. You just barely get out featherfall, and because you are out of range, technically, from her counter spell. Yeah. You can't do anything. You slowly fall.
Felix falls like this, perfectly at peace with that turn.
Okay, let me get rid
What
of
a legend.
All right. You are petrified. All right.
Oh, shit, he's dark gray.
Medusa looks at you, Felix, as you become petrified and slowly emanate down. She grips her sword as though she's about to strike and destroy you. That ends her turn, her legendary action. I will roll to recharge. Okay. Felix is done. Iris. You
Okay.
Look, yeah, I guess if you choose to look, you can. Never mind. I say you look.
So,
I don't want to put.
yeah,
that
I
on
guess we were looking over this way.
Yeah.
And I guess we're trying not to look over at the Medusa, so I don't know whether I think I would have heard the explosion.
you. Absolutely.
Yeah. I just probably wouldn't know that Felix dropped down afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, Iris, I guess we're gonna use some movement to try and get up here.
All right.
So I guess you tell me how much movement that would be, because I'm
That's
not
just-
100% sure.
That's 10 feet right there just to get up.
Okay, 10, 15. Okay, let's go ahead and take this cloth off.
All right. You whip the cloth off, and you see standing before you one of those like body length mirrors that's kind of on an axis that you can rotate up and down, that has beautiful wood carved kind of framing. It's fairly dusty, but
Okay.
you can kind of whip it, wipe it clean.
Awesome, sweet. Yeah, I'll wipe that clean. And I guess she'll just sort of turn around and look at the Medusa and go, "Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you."
The snakes are looking, and as though they're sending a message to the Medusa not to turn, there's a mirror. But the snakes have...
Awesome, sweet.
Yeah, you have the 10
I'm going to stay at least in the same view of the mirror, and I'm gonna try to get closer. Do I have an action after removing the cloth or no?
Yeah, it's like a bonus action.
Okay, Worm. Let's go ahead and what are we gonna do here? We have I guess play. Let's just do 2 swipes. We're swinging. We're
All right.
swinging.
Go ahead. The first thing you notice about her armor is it's very old and very well crafted. But yeah, go ahead and roll for your 2 attacks.
Okay. First one. Oh, that's mega cocked. That's also mega cocked. Let's not land on the dice. 16 on the first slash.
Okay, that will hit.
Okay. And a 21 on the second.
That will also hit.
Okay. First slash is going to be 12 points slashing. Second slash is 9 points slashing, so 21 total.
21 total. All right. Okay. So you don't incur any penalty here because you're kind of using the mirror. That's completely fair. So 21 slash. Yeah, she's not looking great, first of all. However, she does get a reaction, which is to just use one of her snakes to bite you.
Okay.
Just to attempt to bite you. This will be piercing and poison if it hits.
Okay.
I'll tell you the difference because you have resistance to one. That is a natural 19 plus, so 23.
23. I'm gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna cast shield.
Totally. Yeah. So the snake bites into this force field, and you watch as this dark green liquid sprays into it as its fangs kind of poke out. Okay. Is that
I'm gonna cast shield to absorb the fang, and Iris will say, "You might have better luck if you're looking at me next time," and that'll be the end of her turn.
All right. It is Thara's turn. So Thara, you heard the explosion. I think none of you at this point know Felix is petrified. I don't know if any of you have looked there.
Nope, not yet.
Nope.
And my eyes are closed.
Yep.
Hmm.
And then Jara's on. I guess the Gorgon is then Jara. This is the thinker.
Yeah.
I like this is a good encounter. You guys are thinking very hard.
Therathari is just gonna he's gonna try to use the Gorgon's aggression to his advantage. So he's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just kind of to the edge over here. He wants to spot down. Can he make it down without much effort to that shelf?
Yeah, that would require a little bit of like dexterity check, but not anything out of the realm of possibility for you. So go ahead and roll just the deck. You can roll acrobatics if you'd like.
He can do that now with this move here.
Yeah,
This is already 5 to get here.
Oh,
That's what I'm
5. What's your
asking.
movement? 30?
30, yeah.
Yeah, it would be 10 feet to do this. So unless you dash, you can't.
Okay, that's not the worst thing actually, because this Gorgon is just going to be derping around. Yeah, he'll do the dash and try to
All right, so
climb down to the shelf.
just make an acrobatics check. Low DC, pretty easy for you.
10, so he'll have 5 squares left after that. Acrobatics. $13.
Yeah, that's enough. Totally.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, you made it to the end. Are you choosing to look at the platform at all?
He's same thing, just shield up over his face.
Okay, so not looking at all. Got it.
Nope.
Kind of looking down, make sure you're not stepping off. All right, cool.
Yep.
That is Thera's turn. The Medusa will go. Can't hit you. So what she will do is all right, she's going to stand, like turn her body, keep her head facing forward, and cast Cone of Cold. I need you to make a con save, Iris.
Constitution. That is going to be a 19.
All right, so you'll take half 8d8. That real quick.
Maybe I should have saved that reaction for absorb elements, but that's okay.
Not great. That's good. All right. That was 28 halved to 14.
Okay.
Cold damage. And then she is going to next thing she'll do is burn her last 3rd level using her quicken spell and hold person. Oh, you have to see? You can see. She will
Oh,
not do
snap.
that. She will not.
Combat dynamics turn back around on her.
Turn
right.
around, bitch.
Right. Oh man. I'll do anything. That sucks. Not gonna lie.
Can Therathori infer anything based on this taunting?
Are you? But you're not looking, right?
No. Just
So-
hearing, right?
Oh well, you know that your comrade is in melee range.
Okay.
All right, so she will not do quicken spell, and instead she will attempt to. She has to wait before she can use her legendary action, so she'll wait. Jara, you lucky
Okay.
dog, Iris.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. If I want to not, so like I want to ice knife, but so ice knife has the AoE component,
Yep.
and that's the part I want to do damage. Like I want to intentionally miss, but hit close enough to her to have the AoE go off.
You still have to look at where you're throwing it, don't you? So you,
Yeah, within 5 feet. So like I could look like 5. I could look at like the edge.
yeah. So you'll just make the perception-based roll, and that will determine if you have to make a con save or not.
Okay. Then I'm gonna start with that.
Because there's an
Well,
element of enticing with the snake heads, right? That's kind of implicit.
Well,
So you can totally make that perception roll, and if you fail, you'll have to make a con save.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go. And that's the 10, right?
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 11, so I'm good.
Oh well, no, this is perception. Before that save.
Oh, perception 13.
All right, that's just enough to not need to roll. So you don't even need to make the con save.
Okay, so I'm going to upcast Ice Knife to
Sure.
2nd level. Intentionally miss. So she has to make a dexterity saving throw.
This is a magical effect, correct?
It's exploding ice.
So
I don't.
I don't know. Does that count as a magic effect?
I would consider, since it's part of a spell, it would be a magical effect, I'd say.
Okay, so she has advantage.
That sounds fair to me.
Hold on. It's gonna be a flat roll. I'm using. Hold on. Did that roll? So like, I have a thing where
The first one
like,
failed.
A creature you can see. Did me doing that perception check to look in front of her? Is she now included in creatures you can see, or would I have to like do it again?
I think because we did the wording on you can see, that requires like looking at her physically, right?
Okay, I don't want to look at her physically, so I'll let her keep the advantage. Yes.
Okay, so it's a 15 save.
She fails anyway. Oof, good.
You rolled a natural 3 before, so I rerolled with advantage. Still failed. Okay, fair enough.
So she takes 3d6 cold damage.
Does Iris?
No, because I'm doing it in front of her and it's only 5 feet.
Got it.
So she takes 9 cold damage.
Okay, she has less than 10 HP, boys.
Finish the job.
Um,
Damn.
Don't know how. I mean, I could try to finish the job if I risk killing myself, maybe. Hold
Don't
on,
listen
what-
to me. I'm a bad.
You can't. You're stoned.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Ooh. No. I can use. I mean, I can. If I twin spell, I can't target at her again, right?
What do you mean?
But like, if I twin spell it, both attacks have to be at 2 separate creatures.
Yeah, I think that's a
right?
specific wording of
A second creature in range, yes.
Yeah. And...
Second creature is one of her snakes.
I mean, if you How much splash damage do you do?
2d6 at second
You
level.
can hit me.
Oh, that is a
I'm
great
pretty
idea.
hardy. I'm pretty hardy.
I
That's
love
a
it.
great idea.
You could hit me.
Okay, I would twin spell it. That would be.
I mean, so yeah, I guess that's the question: is would Jara think of twin spelling and intentionally hitting Iris
That's
to-
a Jara
to-
decision.
to
I'll allow
AoE
it.
bomb the
I'll
Medusa?
absolutely allow it. But it's up to Jara.
That's up to Jara because I don't think they've ever talked about doing that before.
No.
I will say your perception check definitely yielded Felix frozen in stone. So you have that as a factor. So she's very dangerous still. Totally up to you, Jara. However Jara would do in the moment.
What if I hit Felix?
Hey, watch it.
Wait, no. So you're resistant to all damage.
Is that true,
Yes.
Jared? Can you
True.
confirm? Okay,
So you would.
go for it.
Is the Medusa within 5 feet of
Yes.
Felix? Is the question?
No.
Oh, she is. Okay.
No.
Was it Felix?
No, she's
right
not.
over her?
I don't know if that's exactly. That's kind of where we put me. I don't know if that's exactly where I would be. It's up to Jared.
Yeah, I think maybe you'd be here. Can't technically
Yeah,
be in the same
that's also an option.
square. So this technically would be an option.
I might do it at Felix then.
Go for it.
Well, and you know what? I don't. Would I necessarily know that's Felix, or would I just think it's another stone statue?
No, it's gnome shaped. It's Felix's
Okay.
body, like basically like this, like grasping.
I'm gonna go for it on Felix.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
What is a statue?
Yeah,
what is
stone
a petrified
statue
statue's
is
AC?
a flat 10.
Oh, really?
At least that's how I roll it in range.
No, that makes sense. I'm easy to hit,
Yeah,
but
that's
just really
It's
resistant.
okay. I wanted to miss, and I rolled a nat 1, so we're good.
Okay, word.
Sweet.
So I miss, but it still explodes. So it's like there's two forms to it: the piercing damage, and then the explosion damage.
I take the explosion damage though, right?
Yeah, you would automatically fail
Yeah,
the dexterity.
You ought to
saving.
fail that one.
All right, so she gets a 18
Dexterity, so she
save, right? Dexterity save.
She saves. She takes no damage. I think that's how this works.
So we blew Felix to nothing.
Ice knife.
Yeah,
It's alright.
it
It's gonna
says
be.
or take 2d6 cold damage. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
say
It's an all or nothing.
rip.
It'll be marginal. What's the damage?
You take, with the half included, 6 damage.
Felix,
Oh,
do
so
me
you
a
rolled
favor.
max?
No, it's 2d6. I rolled. I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Okay.
Do me a favor. Your base HP is 5. Roll a d20 to see how much is added on top.
Oh, I don't. I have a whole new
Your
stat
statue.
block.
You have a
Yeah.
whole new set of health. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like,
okay.
1d20 plus 5 for a statue, I suppose.
All right.
You better hope it's
What?
not a 1.
It's a 12.
All right, so 17 total. So subtract the 6 you just took.
Did I? Okay. So yeah, I guess my old health doesn't matter at all.
All right. That will end Jara's turn, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna move
To where?
because I haven't moved yet. Can I just fall off the cliff? Like just jump off?
If you'd like to, yeah.
1, 2, 3, and just jump off down to here.
Make an or a deck save, or what's it called? Acrobatics check. Sorry, athletics or acrobatics, your choice. And then
21.
All right, so
21
you'll-
acrobatics.
I'll subtract a d6 here. It would have been 2d6. So you take 3 bludgeoning.
Okay. That's better than what the Gorgon would have done to me.
Totally. It is the Gorgon's turn, so it will run through. Use its full dash. 5, 10. This is gone. Sand. And this is gone. And it stops here. That's its full movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It is looking down at you, Jara.
God.
White breath is emanating from its
Leave me
nostrils.
alone.
Okay. Then the Medusa will use her legendary action. And she will attempt to force... No, she didn't have it recharge. Fuck.
Good.
One more turn. That would have been so good if I forced it on you, Dan.
No, Linda.
However, she will attempt to cast Charm Person, her last second level, or Hold Person, excuse me.
Oh,
Make a
Now you're close enough.
Wisdom save.
I am definitely close enough this time. Wisdom saving throw. All right. Ooh, 9. I don't think I'm making it
All
past
right.
that one.
You are paralyzed. Oh!
Counterspell?
Did you use a reaction?
No, I just used my turn.
Totally. You can counterspell.
And you're in range now.
And she will counterspell your counterspell.
Oh.
Unless you cast it higher. She'll have to roll.
I can't.
Just
Third,
used her
third level is my
third level spell
highest.
slot.
What'd you say, Tony?
So she's
No, I was joking. I'm sure you're keeping track, but I feel like 5 minutes ago
Yeah.
you said like for her
No,
last
but
third
she
level spell
couldn't do
slot.
it.
She couldn't
She
do
couldn't
it.
do it
Oh,
last
okay,
turn.
okay.
yeah. So
Wait,
she's casting a second level spell, and then she can cast a third on top this turn.
I guess that
Yeah.
makes sense. That deals
Oh
with
yeah,
the
no,
rules.
that is within the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, that has been our
The
yeah.
rules don't specify order, just if you're casting 2.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So you are held.
All right. Well,
So now
I-
she has no more third or second level.
that was a very costly use of her spells, though.
Absolutely. But you are held, so you are paralyzed.
Yeah, I am.
Which means next turn she could solidify you. Let me get the thingy out for this. Where is it? Here we go. All right. And this is concentration.
Ability check.
All right. That will end her legendary action. Felix.
Being
I
a
mean,
legendary
Do I get a turn?
Oh, no,
I
you
don't know.
don't. You're stoned.
Yeah, I guess.
Iris.
Yeah, what would your turn be? Okay.
Felix, imagine what you can do, and that's about it.
Just
Not-
think about it.
What are you thinking
Not
right
much
now?
else I think we can do here. But I think we're gonna go ahead and just sort of incidentally, we'll go ahead and activate the Jade Gem Sword so we can get that 19 crit if it rolls up.
That's right.
And I'm gonna go ahead and make my two longsword swipes at her.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's definitely not hitting. That's a 14
Will not hit, correct?
and a 25
That
on
will
the
hit.
second hit.
She has
I'm
9
gonna-
health.
I'm gonna bonus action throw on Branding Smite.
Why not?
Well,
You get smites? Oh shit.
Send her to the afterlife.
All right, so that is going to be 6. I don't think I needed to because my base damage on the hit is 12.
Doesn't matter. Send her extra. 1 layer lower.
Yeah. Fuck,
for
let's see
Felix.
how much extra.
Felix.
Oh Jesus, that extra actually sucked. It was 2 once. Oh well, 14 damage total, please.
How would you like to do this?
Okay. Watching the Medusa turn around to cast Hold Person and then to counterspell, Iris is going to, because the Medusa's focus is somewhere else.
On Jara.
Iris will open her eyes, since the Medusa wouldn't be looking directly at her. She's going to take the second swing that goes through right into the side of the head.
Okay.
And then she's going to, as the blade goes through, she's going to spin the head around and close her eyes and say, "Oh, hello," and then spin one more time to take the head off.
The head is off. The snake head.
And that whole person, I hope, is gone.
It is definitely gone. And the Gorgon falls, or not falls, returns to stone. And the encounter.
I'll have the
Doesn't-
iris roll back up so I can pick it up and put it in my head again.
Okay. Silence falls over this cavern. as the hoard is now yours, but at what cost? So you guys can choose to. Oh well, you look around and you notice your comrade Felix is frozen
Oh.
in time, as well as Oro.
This is a problem.
You notice that his
Well-
pose looks super chill.
Well, Oro, I'm a
He's
little less
dabbing.
worried about. No offense, Cyrus.
I can build another one.
But I don't know what we're gonna do about Felix here.
Can we go back to Frey? Maybe.
Is there a cleric there? Maybe that we
Maybe.
could hire. I mean, we do now have a lot of money,
We do.
probably.
I mean, maybe someone at the archive can do something.
Let's see.
There is treasure to explore as well, if you'd like.
Let's
How-
at least.
How far out from the city were we, Jared? Like, how long of a trip?
I think we were only like a day's travel out, right?
Yeah, like about a day, maybe a little more.
I think
All
we're in.
right.
Not to speak. I know I'm dead, but I'm pretty sure we're still in the day that we started in Frey, right?
Correct.
So we couldn't be
Yeah.
more than a day out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's still same day.
Frey, yeah, you're approximately like maybe 9-10 hours.
All right. If one of us
At this-
rushes back there, and we hire someone for a greater restoration, and the other one can guard here.
Maybe we want to just bring the statue back.
Well, how much did Felix weigh beforehand? Because he's like 10 times heavier now.
How much is Felix liftable?
Felix weighed 40 pounds before.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard to carry. Certainly not on horseback. You need a cart, but getting him out would be a challenge. 'Cause you have
Oh yeah.
to get him
Mhm.
out of the ravine that you're in.
So how is it ruled with Felix's belongings?
There's-
I was going to ask the same. Yeah,
Frozen
I have a lot of like
yeah.
magical
All
stuff,
his belongings go to stone.
yes.
They're all stone, yeah.
So you
including
can't
my
levitate
magic
them.
items.
No, so technically,
Yeah.
do you have a bag of holding, Felix?
I do, but
Yeah.
its only contents are the is the scroll.
is-
The-
Well,
the-
all I'm
Mhm.
saying is, so the bag of holding's pocket dimension still exists, but it's only accessible through that bag of holding. So that's technically in
Yeah.
limbo. But all of your shit is stone. Everything.
Let's see if maybe there's something in here that might help first.
I have an
Yeah.
idea that look, once, and I'm saying this, I'm being positive, once we turn Felix back from stone, doesn't this kind of solve his assassination contract problem? Isn't he technically dead right now and that contract fulfilled and then disappears and then we bring him back and he's good?
I don't
I
know
thought that
how
as well.
that functions.
You'll have to find out.
I think technically he might still be alive.
No, he's technically, aren't you dead when you're petrified?
Can we worry about the more pressing matters? Like, Felix would definitely have wanted us to loot this place.
That's fair.
That's a fair point.
All right, Felix,
Alright,
this loot is for
let's
you,
flip
all
the
right,
pla-
buddy?
Let's flip the place.
Okay. Roll me investigation. 3 of you. 3 different rolls.
Ugh, I want to re-roll mine. I'm going to use a sorcery point.
Okay.
16.
All right. 16.
Only slightly better. What was it? Investigation? 14.
And
Better than a
Vanguard?
12.
12.
Well. All right. So starting with the 16, I guess I'll just get out of the way the gold here. So there in total, there is 1,932 gold pieces. I rolled off screen, so you can split that amongst yourselves.
We split this.
that by 3, I guess. 644 a pop.
Split this 4 ways. We're getting him back.
4 ways is 483.
All right, 483 for all of you.
Someone will just have to carry Felix's 483.
That in the chests, that was largely gold pieces as well. However, the 16, whoever rolled the 16, roll me a d20.
19.
Okay. You have a choice of 3 options. Okay, in one of these chests, there is a potion which you recognize may or may not have greater restoration capabilities.
Oh lord.
Or there is a set of bracelets that, upon closer inspection, grant immunity to petrification. Or you have a choice of a specialized mirror that effectively causes petrification.
Huh. Weird.
Those are your three choices. You can choose one of them.
Do I get time to ritual cast identify on these guys?
I'll say yes. I mean, that's what the identify would yield those things.
Okay.
What happens to the other 2 items when he chooses one of them?
I'm just the one you choose, you identify, quote unquote. I mean, we don't have to nickel and dime it, but
It's there. Okay.
Schrodinger's chest.
So the potion, with a full identify, would I be able to tell definitively if the potion can cure petrification?
it is a greater restoration, technically.
Okay, so it's just a straight up potion of greater restoration.
So how does that work? Do you have to like pour
like
it
pour
over
it-
his
yeah,
stone
Yeah,
body?
over
and-
him.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Correct.
Over the stone body. The
Give
second
him a
question.
golden shower, so to speak.
With the bracelets of immunity, do those require attunement?
Both of the items would require it.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to just slap them on Felix's stone
Correct.
body. Okay.
After
Yeah,
30
that's-
minutes, though, then he'd be attuned, right?
He'd be a stoned.
Okay. Yeah, the other option is the mirror that causes someone to petrify.
Correct.
Okay, I guess as Iris as a character would be intrigued by the other two, but since there is now an immediate solution to the problem at hand, and Felix is one of her friends, she would choose the potion.
Okay. You have greater restoration.
All right,
Alright.
yeah, we're pouring that shit just right on him.
All right. I'll get to that in 1 second. 14. This
Ooh,
is
that's-
searching the other chest. So who rolled that one?
That's me.
All right. So roll me a d20 as well.
D20, I got an 11.
Okay. You have two choices. The first choice is the sword the Medusa used, which is this sort of serpentine sword that's split at the end. It is currently like solid metal, as though not animated. But you gather by the way she wielded it, it does animate, and potentially those snake heads do some damage. The other choice is her pendant.
Pendant all day.
Sure. Okay.
I
her-
don't think I can even use swords, so.
No problem. Her pendant allows you to store a 3rd level slot or lower.
Oh, pendant all day.
Don't you already have a ring of spell storage?
I do, but that was made. Well, not anymore. That was made by Felix, right? Does it? Is it?
No, that was made by me.
That was made by you. Well, now you can
Yeah.
make something else
Oh, word. Bet.
that frees it up.
Oh, that does. Bet.
That is an attunement thing, right?
Yeah, I believe the ring was as well. So,
Yeah, the ring was attunement.
yeah.
So third-
Also, the ring wasn't really spell storing. It was like
It was
spell
spell
restoring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Like,
technically
it restored spell slots. It
Spell
didn't store
refueling.
spells.
Okay. word,
Yeah,
word,
yeah.
word,
so
word,
you
word.
literally have an extra 3rd level slot or lower.
It's this is actually kind of better because I don't have to waste an action to
Mhm.
give
Yeah.
the spell and then use
Yeah,
the
that's
spell. I
facts.
just have an extra one.
That's facts. That's
You
facts.
basically have a free 3rd level or lower slot. All right,
Yeah.
that's that one. The 12 for Therathari. Tom, I'll give you a choice between, and I know we're a little over under after this. You have a choice between looking through the armor stands over on the right, or you can look through a small collection of potentially like magical components and artifacts as opposed to armor.
Therathari actually really could use a better set of armor.
Okay, roll me a d20.
It's an 8.
All right, so you unfortunately only have one option here. However, the option is not too bad. So this armor is hand forged in days long past. This is an armor dating back a couple hundred years, close to like 600 or 700 years, and it's made by potentially dwarves that may have called the spires home. The way I rule armor. Maybe it was designed for dwarves, but it fits. Whatever. We don't have to get too into it, but essentially, this gives you a +1 to your AC. A +2 to your AC, and it has you have the chance. You have 2 chances of things depending on what you choose to use. So once per long rest, you can either expend like this slot in the armor to grant you +1 to all strength rolls for 8 hours, or basically it's like whenever you do a heal in those 8 hours, it's a +10 to heal any
Oh my
healing
God.
you do.
Jesus.
That is an
Any healing.
incredible suit of armor. Holy shit.
Oh, God.
That
That's
was the
sick.
8?
Yeah, so
Healing
That was rolling
word?
an 8.
Dude,
So-
healing word? Oh my god.
let me like this may have come off wrong. You use +10, like you can use it. Effectively what I'm saying is every day you wake up and say, I want this or this for the day. And
Yeah.
then you use it once, right, for the healing. Not the
So
you have
it's
an
not
extra
every
10
healing
of healing
spell.
throughout the day.
you have an extra 10 of healing once that day.
Once.
Okay.
Per day. Okay. That's
Alright.
still really good though.
That's
That's
still
so good,
fine.
yeah.
That's still ridiculous.
And
That's
then
still
the
fantastic.
strength is you have
Is
a
it like lay on hands where it's a pool, or is it just like a flat +10 once?
no, it's a pool. You can choose to give 10 or whatever.
Wow.
But it resets
Okay,
every
so yeah,
day.
so you basi-
Yeah.
yeah, so you
Or-
basically get a pool of lay on hands.
Correct. Or
Yeah,
you
That's sick.
or you
That's
have
freaking sick.
a +1 to every strength roll for the day.
Okay.
Your choice.
So do you have that somewhere, or should I?
I can send you the card or the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know where your sheet is, so I didn't give it to you. But however, this is called the armor of Dwarmer.
Say it again.
The armor
type it.
of Dwarmer.
Are you getting warmer or colder?
Dwarmer or Dwolder?
Sorry, there we go. He is a famous what's it called? Blacksmith. A very
Who's
like
what?
he's almost like a folklore dwarven blacksmith, kind of like Johnny Appleseed is, but for armor.
Johnny Armorseed.
Johnny
What
Armor.
is the?
Like how Johnny Appleseed is the goat farmer.
Yeah.
Is it light, medium, or heavy?
It's considered medium.
Very good. We have proficiency.
All right. The last thing before we end session, you pour the Greater Restoration on Felix, and he becomes Felix. I don't remember what color you are. You can change it.
Hi, welcome back.
Oh, Felix, we
Back
looted.
so soon.
There's absolutely nothing here, buddy. I'm sorry. It's a big bust. Waste of time.
Oh, it's such a shame.
Therathar sneaks in 480 something gold.
83, I think it was.
483. Oh, sweet.
Felix, you can roll investigation.
Oh shit. Okay. One
But
second.
I imagine this is an emotional moment. What would you like to say?
No, you guys finished the job. I'm speechless. I didn't expect to be back so soon, but I certainly expected to be back. I did that because I knew I could rely on you. So thank you.
There's a push in the chest over there, luckily.
And you know we'd never leave you like that. It was same thing. It wasn't a question of if; it was a matter of when. And we just kind of got lucky that Iris found a potion of restoration in there.
Oro's a little worse for wear, and I guess my old armor is too.
Oh no. Oh, Iris, are you gonna be able to replace?
I
them?
can make a new Oro. The armor was sentimental, but I don't know how to get her out of here.
Oh.
We can come back once I've studied the clerical ways even further.
Hopefully, she's still here.
Well, I don't think anyone would be moving her.
Yeah. We'll make that a stop for sure. All right, let's see what you saved from me. And Felix will roll investigation.
Okay.
And he got a 7.
All right. I'll give you the same choice. Do you want to search the magical artifacts or the armor?
Well, I'm feeling okay about my AC. I'll do the magical artifacts because I have an extra attunement slot that I could use.
Okay.
Hey.
Go ahead and roll a d20. You only have one option here. This will
14.
Ah. Okay. Felix, you stumble across what looks like an ordinary mask. However, using your studious mind and your allies for some arcanic deciphering, this is a mask of the Silver Tongue. Wearing this mask, not only can you form the face of anyone that you've seen in the past to perfect detail, you get advantage on deception-based rolls for lying specifically, and naturally, people are more inclined to believe you, making your lying or deceptive ways, or even persuasive ways, a little bit easier. This mask does,
Ooh.
in order to use the mask, you must be attuned, but you don't have to wear it all the time, unless you choose to do so. The other added benefit is, while this mask is active, it is incredibly difficult for someone to figure out if you're wearing it or not. Meaning, any sort of like insight rolls to see who's under the mask are heavily penalized. So it's very good for, potentially getting up to no good and being sly about it.
Incredible.
The
That
mask
sounds
of
right
the
up
Silver
his
Tongue.
alley.
All right, I will get you those items before next session and download more music for the bot. But it is late, and you do have to get out of this cave, which there's no bridge to now. So I do want to spend some time on that next session.
And the door also shut behind us.
The door also shut behind you. But that is it. Congrats, you faced your first Medusa and you lived to tell the tale. Some of you.
Honestly, I'm
Again,
surprised it didn't go worse.
Yeah.
weird question.
Mhm.
We've been level 6 for a while, I think.
You are
Does that push us up there?
So I don't like to do necessarily like railroad based leveling, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going
Like
to be upfront.
experience wise, how close are we? Is my question.
You are going to be level 7 when you get out of the spires. That
Okay.
was my intention.
Worm.
Whether or not you have an encounter, that is decided by your decisions next session. But either way, you will have enough to live.
So, Felix, did we just loophole our way out of your assassination contract?
That's the question. I guess that's going to
We'll-
be a discussion
Only
for
time
next
will
session.
tell.
That's
Yeah.
Next session.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys. I'll send the bot out, and great job tonight.
All right. Exciting stuff today.
All right.
All
See
right.
y'all
Bye,
later.
everyone.
Until
Catch you
next
later,
time.
y'all.
Yep.
See?